Hello, everybody. I didn't just look up any English words. That was just your imagination. And what the? Give me a second there. No, that's better. Okay. Currently, you can only hear me and not Henner. I will change this any second. Yeah. So now it should work. So, hello, everybody. I'm Felix, aka Luxen, here in the upper right corner doing the game development. And with me in Skype is Henne, aka Geflügel.
No way.
So, and I hope our voices and the volume is more or less balanced. If anybody is louder than the other, please tell us. We might do some
It
adjustments.
it would be a it would be a big problem if we had balancing issues.
Yes, sound balancing issues. I mean, usually Hannah would be the one who fixed those, but today I'm the one who
Fix
has to
those or make them worse.
Oh yeah, one of them. So apparently I'm a little bit louder. I'm just gonna reduce my volume. I hope that's a bit better. Actually, yeah, I
Yes,
mean,
Felix, you're amazing. I can't hear you, but I guess it's great.
yeah. All right. So, give me a second. This happens in every stream here already. I probably should stop drinking stuff with gas before I start streaming.
By the way, that reminds me again. I mean, we we still forgot to prepare my webcam or whatever.
Yeah, I wonder whenever this will happen. Maybe you should like write a week to do for next week. So, yeah,
Forget it anyway.
game dev stream time. So what we will do today is we plan to develop new combat arts. Like, in case you missed it, we released a new version of CrossCode this week on Tuesday, was it? Right, it wasn't Tuesday. Like one day late. And the new version was quite a lot of new content. We introduced the new the cold dungeon, where you also get the heat element mode. And the heat element mode currently only features 4 combat arts for level 1. And today the plan is to implement a few more. Maybe 1, 2, depending on how many we will get done. That's the basic
Yep.
idea. So I have
And
to admit,
also, I mean, I guess you have already taken a look at the Elemental 3 tree. And you might have noticed that there are 7 level 1 combat arts in total,
mhm,
because you will only have one combat art uh, combat art, yeah,
combat
combat art
art, yeah.
alternative, or rather no combat art alternative in one of the combat art types in each element, which is
Mhm,
the ranged combat art in heat element,
yeah. So
which is
even
kind of
though
supposed to,
Yeah,
yeah,
so even though CrossCode is all about throwing bolts, for heat there's actually only one special skill for throwing bolts. It's like blasphemy if you
yeah,
think about it.
that's kind of supposed to show some kind of
Variation among the elements. So not all the elements
yeah.
are the same, but there's always a focus towards certain skills for each element. And heat is actually a focus on close combat, which I think a lot of gamepad players will appreciate.
Yep. Yeah, definitely. I mean, we're kind of we've always been very much worried that the heat element mode will be way more popular than all the other element modes, because it has all the melee and all
It's
the
it's
and
very easy.
the
We've just scaled the attack factors of all the other modes until people will like them.
that's not a very elegant solution, though.
I think so. Damage is everything. Yeah. Also, we like Greenstein mentioned. Like we had a nice stream at Gameswell this week. So DK was actually playing CrossCode while me and a lot of other developers from Germany were there and just talking about game development stuff. It was really fun and a very long stream, 6 hours long. Um, so yeah, and you probably could have seen like most parts of the dungeon, like all the new stuff. Uh, well, at least until close to the end. We didn't reach the boss, unfortunately. So, but you actually find a lot of videos about the boss, and actually, yeah, that's because of one of the competitions we started when we released the new version. And now the thing was that everybody should send us a video about them beating the boss, and then among the first 10 people who send us this video, we will actually hand out one guest role. Now, actually, the idea was that we could do this on the stream today, but actually, the deadline is not today, but it's actually uh, the end of today in Pacific time, which is probably still like 9 hours or something, or 12 hours.
Didn't we already get more than 10 videos?
Yeah, but that's the point. So we actually did already get more than 10 videos, so there's actually no
Oh,
point in waiting. So we,
yeah,
we
okay.
could just select the winner today, but I didn't prepare anything, so maybe we can still do it like real
I
quick.
mean, it's not like I mean, we could also do it next week. I mean, I don't really care.
It's also
Like,
nothing great. It's just like we select one guy and then we just announce it. It's not like there's this big competition like with the last minute heroes.
mm, yeah, right. I mean, it's only one guest role.
Hmm. All right. Actually, today we got a couple of cross-central questions, three actually. So let's start with those, I think.
Oh,
The first one, just have to broadcast actually my screen. Huh?
broadcast.
Broadcast. Okay. So the first question is slow-mo for braking and P-shielding. So, loving the update so far, but out of curiosity, will the brake slow-mo feature be optional in the later update? It was neat at first, but it makes fighting difficult at times. For instance, when fighting the goats, I usually fire a charge ball at the same time as I shoot its horn at me, and dodge the instant after I shoot. But because of the new slow-mo, the timing gets messed up and I have to mash the dodge button until I actually dodge in the game. While I
Hmm.
certainly could just get used to the change, did like it better when it was all happening at the same time, since fighting in this game does have a lot to do with timing. It seems a bit distracting to have slow motion happening in the middle of the fight when you're still trying to move so quickly. Same feeling
Hmm.
applies for perfect shielding. I like the feature, but the slow motion not so much. I really like how it was implemented with regards to special attacks, and sometimes you need to a short while to decide exactly where you're going to aim those, but with perfect shielding and braking, the slow motion seems more a hindrance than anything. Just wanted to throw it
Hmm.
out there. Thanks for taking the time to read, and I'm loving everything else. PS, I'm still want the in-game hedgehog sandwich. Yes, the hedgehog sandwich.
We will
For
never, we will never let that go, right?
it will never happen, or I don't know. Maybe it will. I don't know. So yeah, that's about slow motion. I would actually like to know, like in the chat, what other opinions are on that. So I personally actually like the slow motion a lot.
Hmm.
That's
Same.
why I implemented it and keep it in there. And I actually also tried like the situations described here. I actually did fight the goat enemies with this mechanic because I knew it's one of the more difficult enemies to perform a break on it. I thought it was still rather okay, or at least I didn't thought it was a hindrance much to do it. Though I can understand that it is annoying. So purely technically, it's not that difficult to implement an option, and we will probably do this. Though there's one thing I'm kind of curious. Like it was mentioned um, that the input wasn't recognized during the slow motion. And that's actually something that might currently be the case. I still have to check this, but there is the thing that during slow motion, the time factor, like the speed of the game, is actually set to 0. That means the game is not moving at all for a short fraction of time. And currently, this leads to not any entity being updated. That means during that time, no input from the player is recognized because it's actually run through the player entity, the input recognition. And that is actually kind of troublesome, and we can actually fix this. So we can make sure that instead of making a 0 slow motion, we just make a 0.0000001, so barely above 0, and then the system recognizes, okay, things are still moving somewhat, very slowly, so it still recognizes your input. And that way we make sure that it's still guaranteed that your input is not ignored. And that should at least solve that issue where you have to mash the button to actually dodge. But I guess it's still probably something as I always say, when something changes, it's usually always worse because you have to get used to it. But I think the slow motion feature is really in overall it's a good thing because it makes it much more clear that you just hit a weak point. Otherwise, it was
Hmm?
kind of easy to just miss this fact. So that's why I want to keep the feature in there. But again, implementing an option to disable is not a big deal. So we can do this. I can imagine that advanced players and speedrunners especially probably don't want this because it also
Yeah, true, especially speedrunners.
makes
I
the
mean,
battle kind of slower actually.
I haven't considered them, but that's true. I mean, I especially like the slow-mo feature for the elemental overheat as well because
Oh yeah, that one is actually I
it
think
makes it
it was almost
it makes
essential because before you could essentially miss why does element not work? Oh, everything is red all of a sudden. It's
yeah,
like it was like this, but with a very long slow motion, it actually becomes clear. Whoops. Um,
yep.
okay, something is wrong now. It's like different because there's no zoom. It's just it stops for a pretty long time actually. I think 1 second. So beyond that even. So yeah, very clear. Okay, something is wrong now. And you know what's also what I found interesting? Like something we will probably talk about a lot during the stream. Some other game was released this week, and yeah, I think several team members of Radical Fish Games will be distracted by that. And yeah, Xenoblade X came out, and I just noticed that I think what something new they did and compared to the previous. Or the question just popped up. Oh, good evening. Did you play Xenoblade X? Yeah, I did. Um, Yeah, they did something. I think in previous when you were detected by an enemy in Xenoblade, was there any slow motion there? I'm actually not sure.
No, you mostly notice it
The
because of
change of the battle
some
music, yeah.
graphics and
Yeah.
the battle music, of course.
Yeah, but in Xenoblade X they actually added a small slow motion when an enemy
Oh,
detects you. And I think it works really well because it makes it very clear that you just got detected by an enemy and shit is gonna happen. And Xenoblade X said CrossCode developed back by €300. 3,000 euro. I think that's still optimistic, that estimation. um, so I thought that was a really cool feature. Though I think using slow motion in some way in these kind of situations is a very it helps a lot to actually make things more clear.
hmm.
So now that was a bit of a distraction. Also, what's really cool is that whenever you get an enemy spots you in Xenoblade X, the first place is totally Attack on Titan like tune, and that's that's pretty
Oh,
amazing.
yeah. Well, it's I mean,
Actually, it's the
the
same, yeah.
composer is pretty ridiculously recognizable.
hmm
I mean all the
Okay,
series that he did.
yeah.
They
Let's
you
skip this to
instantly
later. We will
recognize.
probably talk a lot
Okay,
about all of
okay.
this during the stream. So let's just go on with the
Yeah.
question first. CrossCode X coming out 2020. Yes, exactly. Um, okay, input census 2016. I'm always wondering how many people actually play with keyboard and mouse. Definitely not. Most seem to use gamepads. Would you be
Hmm.
interested in doing some kind of census to find out which input method people prefer? Maybe a poll feature in the forum could do the trick. From Orienstein. And actually, I would really be interested to do that. We probably can do some poll in the forum, I think. I hope there's a feature about that. I think there should be. Maybe I need to install something. So actually, I still kind of prefer to play with keyboard and mouse
Same, yeah.
because when I do development, it's kind of difficult to just have to switch to the gamepad all the time. Though I know a lot of people who really prefer gamepads, so I think it's kind of like some things you can do better with gamepads and some other things you can better do with keyboard and mouse. That's how it is.
I guess gamepad is much more relaxed for a lot of
Hmm.
people.
Yeah, that's true.
It
But
feels more
actually, it would be
gamey and for
interesting to actually get some numbers just to see
yeah, of course.
what input method is preferred.
I guess we should in general do more forum posts about certain questions.
Yeah.
I've always planned to do certain forum topics
Yeah, I
for
mean at least
certain
we did some
questions.
feedback thread for the new dungeon. That's at
Yeah,
least
yeah.
a start.
Yay,
But
one
yeah,
thread.
yeah, we probably will start doing
Yeah,
some
should
polls in the
should make more.
future to ask these kind of things. Also about some options, like Hen and me just before had a discussion about now the quick menu. You can either hold the button or just press it once. There's an option to switch this. So either it's open while you hold the button, or it opens when you press it once and closes when you press it again. And Henne kind of thinks that like the everybody would prefer the press once, press again option, and I actually don't
Hmm?
agree. I think the hold is better. So to actually decide which one is the better default behavior, maybe we can just do a poll and ask what people think. So,
We could also make, yeah, we could also make straw polls, but I think those are too
or you
short.
can just make a poll here in the chat, of course.
Yeah, but I think for like decisions like that, or for or for like studies like that, we would like to make them more long term
hmm
and use like a
A
forum thread
forum,
for
yeah,
that.
that's a good idea.
I mean, straw polls, like everyone can like manipulate straw polls in the long run by just
Also, Teku
using
is in the
UIPs and
chat. Hi,
proxies.
Teku.
Yes, someone called Teku is in the chat. Hello, Teku.
You mean someone got furious feedback?
Yeah, but he has the soul of a Teku. I can feel it. Or to stay in the Xenoblade world, I'm really feeling it. I mean,
You know that if you select the Shulk voice, he actually still says, "I'm really feeling it."
actually,
The-
all the characters say that. Just with Shulk, it's more obvious
okay,
because characters apparently have the same voice clips, just with different voice actors,
yeah.
obviously.
Twitch learns German with Felix. Did I say anything German now? I don't know. Okay.
No, it's because of your dictionary page.
Did I have the dictionary page again? Oh god damn it!
Yes,
Shit. Ah, yeah. I was just
well,
wondering what
really.
status
Look at
status is in English actually. Yeah.
look at it from the bright side. At least it's not a porn site or something.
Yeah. That's too bad. Okay.
But Felix, don't all the cool kids use dict CC instead of
I'm not a
Leo?
cool kid. I
I mean,
will always use
that
Leo. What? Yeah, I
Flair once
know.
told me that dict is a better site.
Maybe, but still, I still use Leo. I don't care. So it's good enough for me.
Maybe because it's a male version of Leia.
Yes, exactly. That's the only obvious reason. So,
Poker man really feeling it.
guys, third question. Got credit. Hi, this has been bugging me for a while, even though you haven't gotten the chance to expand the equipment, or in this case, accessories. I have so many
Mm,
credits and I don't know what to do with it. Maybe
yes,
perhaps a way to spend credits is on betting system. On some
we need
betting system,
we
okay.
definitely need to we
And
definitely need, or rather,
let me just
are
continue
you?
first. Or
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
it
Continue
might be
first.
a good time to expand the shops a bit for the next version. Thanks as always, M. P.S. I hope there will be more opportunities for more contests for NPCs. Could be fun to
Mhm.
be a part of the game itself one day. Actually, I was kind of thinking implementing an NPC is actually not a lot of work, so I think we
Mhm.
could probably hand out a few more NPC roles, which is actually
Yeah, of course,
I
definitely.
kind of feel bad now for those people who actually got the perk and now that it's
I-
actually not a lot of work. Maybe you can just
yeah,
say that those actually get also a portrait. That would settle it, I guess.
I think it's all right as long as we don't add more NPCs through contest as we originally um, opened for Indiegogo perk. I mean, how many did we how many Indiegogo perks were available for the
Oh god,
NPCs?
I don't know. But the thing is, we probably
I mean,
could
I
do
can
more
look
than
real
that.
quick.
That's kind of like a bit artificial.
But I mean, it's pretty funny. I
Yeah.
mean, we
But
should
okay,
go to the
before we
question
know,
soon,
yeah,
but it's
yeah,
pretty.
let's. Okay, continue.
Oh, actually, wait. Um,
Cross Casino
it was
coming
the
with zero point
VIP. No,
0.6.
it was the avatars. Oh, we only had 25 avatar.
And how
perks
many
available.
have been handed out?
12. So theoretically, we could like offer up to 13 of those
And
to
then
keep
if we go beyond
for
that,
guests.
we're like
We're like
scamming everybody.
unethical,
We are
yes,
unethical.
unethical
We are like
scamming person.
scamming, yeah, like scum, scamming scum. Okay.
Oh man, that reminds me again how old those Bergen Village sketches are because we already used them in the Indiegogo campaign.
I know they're really
The
old.
small Bergen Village that
It's
totally stayed small.
that was yeah like look, I told Stefan make it
Anyway,
small.
that's
He didn't listen anyway. Okay, about the question.
great.
So yes, it's true
Yeah.
that you earn too much money, and I think it's mostly a balancing issue. So what do you think, Hannah?
Mhm. I agree. We are bad. I
Yeah,
mean, yes, I totally agree. I mean, we already reduce the money that you would get from enemies and also increase the cost of consumables. But so, I mean, we have already did some balancing work, but it's still you still get so much money, especially if you like you use the ranking system complete
mm. Does the ranking system
really.
also like increase the money drops?
Oh no, you're right. It only increases EXP and items, which is
Yeah,
kind of funny that it increases those two, but not the third one. But I guess we should definitely decrease the money gain from enemies. I think we can halve it again, at
probably.
least.
The thing, yeah, but it's a balancing issue. So you often underestimate like how quickly you can actually kill enemies in CrossCode. That's really something. Um,
Maybe we can. I mean, there might also be the idea that enemies shouldn't drop money at all. That's also an idea, but that's something that only should implement it once
We got the
selling actually
selling,
works.
yes. Now, actually,
Yeah.
I'm actually not sure about that. I don't like
Mm,
this too much because either you really have this in selling items for money, or you have trading because then otherwise you have to decide, okay, which items can I actually sell,
mm.
and you're not sure if you need them for trading things. And I don't know.
But then again, but then again, you also get items from quests.
Uh,
I mean, money from quests.
yeah, that's true, but
It depends. It really depends on how expensive the quest system will be. If we will
I
really
think what
have
we should
those.
do is we probably should really keep the money you get from enemies really low and make the money
Mhm.
you get for quests in comparison much higher. So there's actually
It already
more
is, so
incentive
to
to
speak,
actually. Hmm?
but I think we just need
I
to
wonder. I mean, what's how drastic is the difference right now? Let me just check right now.
I think for most quests you get like 1,000, 2,000. I mean, definitely in the thousands, at least for the
That
generic quests.
you know that
For-
this must be scaled with how you progress through the story, or you know. Um,
it does already. But
okay.
I mean, the story isn't that long so far. So
Then you have to wonder like how many enemies can you kill before you start. Oh no! Don't tell me. Oh god damn it! I messed up the code and now
nothing
um
works. Nothing
nothing
works.
works again.
Let
Okay,
me just check in the battle
I'm
folder.
just gonna fix that now. As I have to do this anyway if I plan to do any
Yay, coding.
coding. Everybody leaves.
Oh man, yeah, the credits you get are still pretty high. I mean, one headshot gives you 16 credits. That
16.
doesn't sound very much. 16, that doesn't sound very much, but uh,
How much does you
it might
the how much money gives you like the
a
more
quest.
difficult hedgehog?
The more difficult gives you where is it? Oh, 33. So
I
like
think there's the problem. Yeah, I think
double.
we kind of have to be careful about how large we scale the money. Mm,
Yeah, especially now because we reduce the level of all the enemies,
yeah.
other than the first ones. So yeah, but it was like this before. So I
Mm.
think we should. I think I will just halve the base money of the most basic enemies and then
Maybe not
do
the
a new scaling. Yeah.
yeah, like
What?
yeah, I don't actually it's kind of like we have to scale with the level, kind of like find like a default an average money value per level,
Hmm?
and then try to scale linear and make sure that the prices for the equipment scale in a similar range. Like when you
Hmm.
say for level 18 you get like 3 times or 5 times the same amount of money compared to level 1, then the equipment should always also cost at least 5 times as much.
I think if I think about it, I
You
think
know, I'm not even sure if that works, just a rough idea though.
the money gain in the beginning is pretty okay. I think because I did some tests and I think you get enough money for bronze equipment at a pretty good time. Like you can buy bronze equipment
Or maybe the
roughly.
problem is actually that there is actually no big reason to buy stuff. Maybe that's one of the problems.
I mean, I wouldn't say that. I mean, there are still good reasons to buy like sandwiches and stuff, especially if you buy
Yeah.
if you want to do like high combat ranks. You definitely need sandwiches for that.
Okay. Oh well. Yeah. Anyway, so it's a balancing issue. We will have a look at it. So I think long
I
question
mean, it
short.
is kind of a problem that it is kind of a problem that enemy that the money you get from
Yes.
enemies gets higher over time, but the sandwich cost doesn't. I mean, sandwich costs are kind of static.
That's like the inherent problem of having percentage heal items. They're always as
Yeah,
useful
but
no matter
yeah,
your level, and they always cost the same thing. At-
yeah,
I
true.
know, like you and the other people keep telling me that's a good idea. I'm not perfectly sure if that's a good idea. Still, I'm kind of
We
skeptical
should
towards percentage healing.
we should definitely keep those percentage items because otherwise max HP would be much less useful as an attribute. I
I
think
don't get it
it's
because yes, of course, no, the only thing that will happen is that you have to pay more to heal the same amount of HP. Like to heal the same relative amount of HP, but that's no problem because you also get more money. So I don't really see the problem. The only
Felix.
thing, yeah,
It gets less useful in combat then though because you you can't just heal all the time in combat. So a sandwich gets much less effective if it's not um,
that's true. I
or
mean,
rather
the problem is that you essentially get heal items that are not useful anymore. That is true, but
it's also that the HP attribute will get less useful because right now it
no,
is
that I
pretty
don't
useful
agree
because
with.
also no, it is Felix. Just think about it. It's like at the moment you have your healing gets influenced by how much HP you have, or rather max HP you have. If you don't
Yeah,
have it like that, then max HP will be much less useful because it doesn't influence your healing rate anymore.
yeah, that's for if you consider all kind of healing like regeneration. That's true, but for healing items, I mean, if you have healing items of different grades, the only downside is that you have to pay more money to heal the same amount, relative amount you had healed before. That doesn't make a max XP less worse. It's just that it gets more expensive to heal it. And if you want to have
No,
consumables to be more expensive over time, that's the only way to do it, really.
but
Otherwise,
Felix,
yeah,
it's not just about the cost. It's also about being able to heal a certain amount in a certain time in combat. Because I mean, I realized that when I was like testing out certain like character builds, so to speak. Like when I was switching from a lot of HP to
uh,
less HP with high focus, I
okay.
realized that my healing was much less effective, and I had to heal much more often and
Oh,
be much more careful because I couldn't
okay.
heal as
I
much
kind
as
of get
before.
it. That means kind of like that. It's the subtle changes of the healing effectiveness are not there. Okay, okay. That's actually a good point.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I think the money balancing issues should always come behind like attribute balancing issues. So I don't
Yeah.
think that it's that big of a problem with the healing items.
Mm,
I think we just need to make sure that the money gain doesn't
then, but
rise
that
as
means
much as before.
essentially we have to be aware that just spending money on consumables won't be enough because
Hmm.
consumables there will be not this kind of increasing rate of costs in consumables like all the buff items too. I mean, even late in the game, they will be just as useful because it's always relative increases.
Yeah.
There might
Also,
be there
Felix.
might be like very powerful buff items, but we cannot scale this arbitrarily. Otherwise, it will just you cannot
Actually,
have
we have
like buff items that are like 5 times as useful as the first ones. I think that doesn't work out.
the thing is, I mean, we actually have a really good system for the scaling right now,
Okay,
because all the buff and healing items that are not um, like the really g- the really low level ones, you only get from trade items,
okay.
and those basically scale automatically, no matter what level you are. So that means that the really good healing and buff items you can't just buy en masse with money, which is a
So that
really good
means like
system.
that means there's essentially just one type of buff item and it's always the same price for the whole
Yeah,
game.
right.
So the
For
only
the,
buff,
I mean,
there's only one type of buff item that you can buy, and it's always pretty like the price you can afford from the beginning on.
2 times basically. There's
Yeah, and that's what I
the
that's
level
what I was
one
just
thing
talking about. That means that in terms of cost, there is no cost scaling for buff items
for
essentially
consumables.
for
Yeah, but I
consumables.
think
And that
we,
means
I mean,
just looking at consumables, you players will always have too much money because they don't spend money on consumables.
not
If you only
necessarily,
have,
not
if you,
necessarily. If you, I mean, there are some changes that we can implement for that. I mean, we can like make that you can buy the stronger buff items and heal items at a later part of the game. That's something we can always do.
yeah, but
And
we only have like maybe 2 or 3 versions, and that's it essentially. And
I
that's
have an I
still
have
pretty.
the thing is for like for money there are a lot of systems that you can implement. We can implement like for example a system in which you can like um, buy certain rare consumables for a really high price, but only for a limited amount, so that you couldn't just buy them um, as much as you want because the amount is limited. So the trading system for the consumables wouldn't be useless, but you can still like have um, hmm?
Okay,
you
I
can
don't
still
know. I think
it's a bit hard to explain. I
I
think
just
I
think
should
that to me it
write it
sounds
down or
like
something.
that essentially it's not possible to use consumables to like we will not solve this problem by having most expenses over consumables. You have we have to need to introduce other things that the people have to pay for.
Yeah, definitely, yeah, of
Like
course.
if you can trade all the essential equipment, you also don't spend any money. Maybe you should also attach normal money to trading equipment. I think that would help a lot actually.
Yeah, we thought about that actually, but I think so far we decided against it because it would have made trading more complicated or something. I'm not sure.
But why did we exactly? I think at one point we had this idea of
We
adding
thought
money
about
as a
it.
requirement. Mm.
We thought about it definitely, but
But if trading is just a better option to get good equipment and you get it without spending money, you will not lose the money essentially.
I mean, we could always like uh, we can always like for example implement like a combat arenas where you can win certain stuff, but you have to pay money to actually go into those, like large
Yeah.
amounts of money depending on your level, for example.
Mm.
Then people can actually try to get
And that's
multi.
another point. Like you can get around what Verin actually says. Like you can get around without using any consumables in CrossCode. So it's not
You
something
can,
that
but
you
it's
have.
harder.
Yeah, it's pretty much doable if you're good enough in the combat system. And that's the whole thing. It's like healing is not so essential in CrossCode like as in other games. So I think we actually need to think of something that how you can spend money. Otherwise,
I
maybe we
mean, I
should
would
do
disagree
some.
on the I would disagree on the consumable thing because I mean it always depends on how hard we make crosscode. And secondly, I mean if you try to keep up a high combat rank, you basically need healing items unless you are like a perfect god who never gets hit.
Yeah, but yeah. Again, I mean, then you at the beginning you buy your sandwiches, which cost a lot, and or
Hmm
maybe your chef sandwiches, and then you fast forward toward the end of the game, and then it's essentially nothing you spend on this.
Yeah, I know. That's something we
So that
have to.
it's not a long term solution. Consumables are not a solution to get rid of the mess of money. We have to
Hmm
find something else. So
True.
either
Yeah.
we will, I think, introducing money to trade equipment would be one solution, or just
It could be,
making
yes.
adding new items that you maybe need to buy to actually do trading. That's actually something you can easily do. You can add some trade items that you actually can simply buy. That's also an option.
Yeah, I've actually thought about that at some point. That you can that you could have like especially like local trade item.
Or we can just say that you simply don't get more money.
What? Say again?
That the money doesn't scale, so you will not get more money as you progress through the game. Or very,
That
very slight increasement.
that's definitely a change I want to make. That the money scales much slower because at the moment it still scales much
Yeah.
too fast. Now that I see the numbers.
Yeah, but
Let me see. I mean, just to at the moment we have like the normal hedgehogs give 16 credits. The stronger hedgehogs give twice as much, which is a lot, like way too much, way too much. And then the Frobbits give like 58. So
so what does
yeah,
it
I think
mean?
definitely
How about not getting money easily from enemies? I mean, if I would
mm,
rather have like a consistent money drop rate than having saying, yeah, like for 10% of
it
cases you
should
get
just
money.
be much lower. It
Yeah.
should just be much lower than it's all right. I mean,
Because randomness is
yeah,
usually just more frustrating. That's the only thing. Yes, you could sell trade items. I'm not really sure because then you have the thing that you have to decide whether you want to trade the items or you want to sell them. Actually, a lot of people agree that this might be better. Maybe. Maybe we'll do
hits
this
blood.
thing. Hmm?
What if we just what if we just remove the money? Yes, then it would really be Path of Exile.
What? Path of
Screw the
Exile?
money. Path of
Path of
Exile
Exile?
doesn't have money.
Okay.
Path of Exile Path of Exile basically only works through the whole economy of Path of Exile works through those crafting items, which is a really good system for a game like that, but
Hmm.
not for a JRPG like CrossCode. That would be too complicated,
Maybe we
and
can actually do
also.
that, saying that you actually have to sell items to get my. But that's
Mm,
actually is essentially just then we have. It's just shifting the problem to something else. I mean, it doesn't really.
not
It's not the
really, because.
solution. Of course it is. I mean, you get like
Oh yeah, true. I know what you mean.
if you
Yeah,
just sell items to get money, it doesn't solve the problem. It's just you don't
yeah,
automatically
but
get items,
it's
but you get a whole bunch of trade items that you can sell, and if those scale in value compared to how the value of the money drops of currently scales, then you still get a huge amount of money. So this doesn't
yeah,
solve the
true.
problem. We just have to. We still need reasons for people to spend money. You always will need those.
Yeah, I know that it was a joke, noobs. Yeah, I think, but I think we shouldn't worry too much about it. I think
Mm.
that's something you can just solve through balancing and through maybe adding new ways to actually spend your money.
Yeah.
Because at the moment the main problem is you get too much money, and you don't really have many ways to actually
Actually, another
uh,
way to actually make again I think training is probably one of the key reasons why you don't spend money, because most of the good equipment you get through trading and or maybe just
Mhm.
finding items. But if you actually design the trading in a way that they include at least one item that you actually have to spend money on, it actually changes a lot. Like when you trade for a better weapon, you can just leave an old weapon that you can buy. Like you trade one of the iron equipments for a better equipment.
Or then again, I mean, if you do it that way, I think it would be easier to just add money to trading.
Yeah.
It would, I mean, it depends on if you want to have a bit more complexity in it or not. I mean, if
hmm
just adding a bit of money to the trading would be actually the less complex solution for that.
Yeah, you're right. It's less inconvenient for players.
It would not? Okay, Stefan,
What?
well, what do you mean with if it would not? Because if you just say it would not, I wouldn't.
Just
I'm not
adding
sure what
money.
buying a crib is something we have. Yeah, I know, but I was yeah, true, but I'm just thinking
No,
that
it's not
it's
not.
always more complicated to buy something to trade it than to just add money on an already existing
Yeah,
thing.
no, Stefan's right
Okay,
now just
so I
thinking
get what you
about the
mean.
implementation overhead and not
Yeah,
thinking
okay,
about the
true.
players,
I
which
mean,
is usually a bad thing.
we already have at least one recipe where you just have to buy something to trade it. For
hmm
the leaf cape, you actually need one of those like 10 of those regeneration teas
Okay,
to trade
I'm
it.
just realizing we have like 45 minutes. We didn't do any single work right now. We're
Yeah,
just
I
talking
just wanted
about
to
stuff.
remind you. You can already
Jeez.
start with implementation. We can always
Look,
just
that's how much you can influence the stream through Watcher Perk Questions. You see?
yes,
Did we
great.
promise too much? Okay. So, yeah, we actually wanted to implement some combat arts. Mm, I'm, I think I can open the one document we wrote, right? Maybe not. Maybe not everybody should see that, though. I'm not sure. I want to show this. Might be some confidential stuff in that document. Not perfectly
You
sure.
mean you mean Grandia Confidential?
What?
You know, in this one Chinese or Japanese CrossCode page,
Mm-hmm.
when I translated it with Google, it said under similar games, Grandia Confidential
Great.
instead of Secrets of Grandia.
Okay.
I really like that.
So we actually got three techniques we can work on. The first one is flame jab, aka Ryuken. Um,
Are you okay?
we probably still have to find a good name for this one, or maybe flame jab will work. I'm not
You
sure.
think?
It's like it's a melee art which has less range than the fire wheel, wheel,
Will oh,
whatever. Um,
fire,
but
whatever.
does more damage and easily inflicts burns apparently. Okay.
Apparently.
We don't have burn status condition yet.
Yes.
Um, then we got throwing art doesn't have a second unfortunately, but then we got for the dash art the Ashen Mine, which is something I would be interested in doing, like doing this
Mhm.
mine thing. So the idea
I
is
think it would
that,
also be a bit easier because for the flame jab, I think you would need to do some animations maybe.
or I could just use placeholders and add the animations later. But yeah, that's what I think too. I think this one actually needs some poses, I guess.
Mhm.
Though it's not really clearly described how the animation should look like.
I'm totally thinking about an uppercut. So,
Yeah, it doesn't say uppercut, and the next one is placing uppercut.
mhm. Oh, okay, but yeah, but okay. I mean, both can have an uppercut, maybe, but I'm not
Yeah.
sure. Yeah, Stefan. I mean, I'm still not sure how exactly you want to. you want those tiers to work, but I mean, I don't see anything wrong with that. I mean, it can.
I mean, TS is just an internal structure that helps us to balance stuff. It doesn't really change
Yeah,
anything else.
yeah,
So I don't see the big
kind of
deal.
like the item level that I'm just
Yeah.
using in my spreadsheets.
Okay, and finally we got the recoil trumpet or something, which is
Or something.
why a recoil
Like
trumpet?
I have no idea, but I mean, because we want to make music, I guess.
It's just this fire counter attack. So yeah, there will actually be a
Yeah.
counter attack in CrossCode, which I think. So I would rather start doing the dash art and see how far we get, and
Mm,
afterwards I would actually like to try out this recoil trumpet thing because I already have a
mm,
rough idea how to implement this, and yeah, I think I will focus on the bare implementation and do the actual proper graphics later. Um, but still needs some graphics, some placeholder for the mine, and I think I will start doing this now. And I think it will be something which is not really doesn't look like it's solid. It's more like there's some kind of transparent fire symbol thing. That's what I was thinking of.
mm. Uh, well, yeah, you there is not a lot of items to find nowadays since we implemented the trading system, but that was kind of intentional because we wanted the player uh, to actually trade for new items.
Yes.
Oh, Felix, I have to say, I have to tell you something.
What?
The combat arts can also be found here
Which?
in the Skype. Which? The one that I sent you.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's cool. Oh yeah. Great.
Except there are still throwing arts that we are not having actually, but yes.
Okay, a short but powerful forward thrust, creating a fireball in front of the arms. Okay, but this one
Oh, so
should.
it's
But this sounds like a ball attack. So maybe it should be just a short range. So
it is.
instead,
I think he means it like not a fireball necessarily, but rather like not a wave. How is it called? I'm just gonna need. Uh, did you ever play Final Fight?
yeah, but probably not well often enough
Yeah.
to.
Okay. um, one of the guys basically had a punch, and as soon as he punched, there was a small fire. Uh, not pillar, a small fire column that
Okay,
came out of his fist. But I think we should be a bit careful with that because the range shouldn't be too high.
yeah, that's what I
I
was
mean,
thinking. It
it
should be
should be
like a very
really.
small range.
I guess you should just make it like a small explosion that comes from the fist.
Yeah.
Like it
Also
punches
would.
and then a small.
Yeah, that would be enough. I don't want to add any new fancy effects for this anyway. That's unnecessary, I think. And I
Mm.
get some messages here.
Oh no.
Where do I get messages? Yeah, okay. Now somebody's writing inside the Google document. Yeah, great.
I guess.
And that's making sounds that you hear on stream. Yeah.
You mean the chat?
Yeah, like it makes sounds that you hear in the stream, so I'd rather please just write in
Awesome.
Skype, it's better. not in the Google document.
Can't you just mute it?
I don't know how.
Yeah, you can. You can go on the options symbol in the chat, and then I think it is even deactivated by default. I mean, for me, it's deactivated.
Oh, jeez. Okay. Let's
Felix.
deactivated it now. So
Okay.
I'm not paying attention anyway.
Oh no.
Just writing some random stuff.
Spriting. Yeah, I actually can't see anything on the stream.
What? Oh,
Oh wait, this I think the
no,
stream crashed.
it's
Wait,
okay. I actually forgot to stream stuff. I'm sorry, guys. So here now,
that's great.
actually, you start see what I'm actually doing. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm
Amazing.
currently doing pixel art, which is
That's
just
great.
trying to create some graphics.
Ah, Felix.
I suck doing this.
Oh, there are news, Felix.
Yeah,
Important news. A second Vampire's Dawn book will be released.
amazing.
Yes,
We
just
should
just
all
read about
stop
it.
the stream right
Anyway,
now and read it.
um,
It doesn't look like a
okay.
bomb. God damn it! How do I should? Wait, a mine is actually something that's inside the ground, right? So that doesn't make sense what I'm doing here. I want at
Usually,
least.
I mean, I guess it should just look like those bombs, just a bit more flat, maybe.
Yeah, but I don't want to make them look out of metal for some reason. So actually, that's kind of yeah. Actually, yes, that's true because the color of the bombs is actually something that depends on the environment.
Hmm.
So I want to keep it more abstract. Should kind of like look flame based. I have an idea. I guess that works.
Like, how the fuck does the Egypt guy go so well fashioned and shit?
But
Uh, okay, Stefan, your link doesn't work exactly. You have to actually copy it. Oh, what the fuck?
what is
Okay, a potato mine. Just gonna send it to you in Skype because the link doesn't work in the chat. Yeah, true. That's right. CrossCode has total cosmetic customization during avatar creation, which we don't get to. It's
potato?
true.
My god damn it. Okay.
That's actually something we decided on in our lore discussions that there are cosmetic customization in Crossworlds. It's just that Leah isn't an official player, so she
She can't
can't
change them.
really
It's too bad.
you can't use it. Ha! By the way, the straw poll says with 56% keyboard and mouse,
Whoa, okay, that's
and
interesting.
with 25 is controller, and both is 19.
Huh.
So I guess we can remove the controller option.
Yeah, let's remove it. Everybody will be fine with that, right? Especially deck 13.
No one likes it anyway.
Alright, right. Okay. That should be enough. Actually, I like this kind of. That looks cool. This bomb thing. It's kind of roundish. Kind of looks like a bomb that explodes, but it's kind of different too. Hope that will work out. Down here. I actually give it two poses, so that you can see that it's about to explode. But it won't be as detailed as the regular bomb, I think.
Yeah, of course. I
That
mean,
would be too.
you will most likely see it much more often. And I think it should also be more obvious that I mean you're not able to like blow up rocks with that mine. So that
Yeah.
should be obvious.
Oh yeah. Like that's actually a good point. So we should make sure that it doesn't sound like an explosion. I
Hmm.
think that's something we have to be careful about. Otherwise, people might think that. So probably should just make a big number of like should throw out a lot of flames, but shouldn't really sound like an explosion. So maybe I won't even use the explosion tiles, but something else.
Maybe you can like use an explosion effect, sound effect from a game with really bad explosion sound effects.
We have flame effects.
Okay. I think one of the worst flame effects is feeling bad about it. Get it? Because when you
Hmm.
get flamed, then you might feel bad about it.
Yeah, great, Hannah. Thanks. So,
Felix, there's an important question.
yeah.
How do you guys get anything done in like a game being so slow with the software and all? I think you, I think
What?
you shouldn't confuse the work speed during a stream with the usual work speed because working while doing a live stream is much slower in general, usually because you are distracted and stuff and you're explaining
Yeah.
things.
I'm also very bad at multitasking. That's why I'm slow at using the programs. And in the end, believe it or not, but the speed and with how you use your program doesn't really determine how fast you are at getting your job done. It's not it's not linear. It's not directly depending. It's not the only thing. You can like
Yeah.
write a huge amount of code and everything is wrong and buggy. So
I mean, a big part is how you structure your code and how you
yeah.
actually.
But yeah, it's true. Like we get very little stuff done, and that's mostly because it's a stream. It's we tend to talk a lot during streams.
Yeah, but that's kind of the point of our dev streams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So then I will just open the enemy editor because now to actually implement these kind of things, I now start to um, it's just to create an enemy that has all the skills for the player and then copy it over. So this is the mine. That's a generic proxy. Let's create an
Yes,
animation.
Felix, you should code with a power glove and a Commodore 64 like Hackerman from
Yeah, that
what
will be
was it
much
called again?
faster,
Kung
I'm sure.
Fury.
Yeah, yeah, from
Kung
Kung
Fury.
Fury.
and then hack some time and get CrossCode from the future.
Yeah. And here we go.
No. So Felix, how was your day yesterday? Did you do a lot of CrossCode?
No. Who's asking? You?
No, me, yes.
Yeah. So what happened? Like Thursday was the stream, and I was
Hmm?
busy the whole day. Essentially, I mean, had to go to Munich on that day. I managed to do some work on the train, but not that much. Then I was 6 hours stream, and after that I was pretty beat up. Mm. On Friday I
It
was
was a
going.
great stream, so.
Huh? It was what?
Mm. It was a great stream, though.
Yeah, the stream was really great, and I was definitely worth it. So I would do it again. God damn it, what am I doing? Give me a second. Trying to figure out this editor thing. So I came back on Saturday, no Friday, and on the way back, actually visited I stayed the night at a friend's place, and since he is actually working at Google, I had the opportunity to actually visit the Google office, which was pretty cool. So I wanted to do that, and had
Hmm?
some free lunch there, and it was cool. And but anyway, so after that I got back home and I managed to do a little work on the train, but not that much. And then I got home, and then Xenoblade X happened. Um, then the evening was over, the day was over, and the next day already started. And spent like I was awake until 5 o'clock, I think, and then I went to bed. And then on Saturday I had headaches, so I tried to do
Yep.
stuff, but I couldn't do much. It was really a bad day yesterday. I didn't even play much Xenoblade X yesterday. Maybe not much, and by that I mean 4 to 5 hours.
Yeah,
That's
that's not a
not
lot, I
much
guess.
really for this game. And then and then this was just all because the stupid headache and me trying to get stuff done, and I couldn't, and I gave up toward the evening, and then that was also the time when the headache became better. So I did everything wrong yesterday, essentially. Today was actually pretty good. So today I didn't play any Xenoblade at all, and just did work. So I was actually fairly productive. And that's why I'm gonna play Xenoblade X right after this stream, and that's why we don't have any long stream today, guys. I'm sorry.
So I
Yeah.
guess you like the game.
Oh yeah, it's amazing. I mean, at the beginning, I was kind of like disappointed because the cutscenes were, frankly, not on the same level I expected from Xenoblade, like for Wii
Hmm?
U. I think I also don't like the characters quite as much. It's really hard to say, you know. I know that the way the way you perceive things can be influenced by so many things, but I was really optimistic toward this game. And I was really too optimistic about the characters because people said they're good. Maybe my expectations have been too high. I don't know, but I don't really like the writing is I don't think is all that great. Um, for instance,
But mostly,
that really tried to be funny, but I don't really think it's all that funny whenever I see it. So at least it doesn't work for me in many cases.
maybe you are just too spoiled from Xenoblade.
Yeah, I guess. But again, I don't understand why it's so difficult to do it like in a similar way. I mean, yeah, it's this very creative thing, and maybe somebody else was responsible for writing the dialogues, or they had a different focus,
Hmm?
which is all possible. I think, I mean, you can say in general that there's just a different focus in this game. I think it's less. It seems to be less about the story and a bit less about characters than Xenoblade Chronicles. And
Hmm?
but anything else about Xenoblade X is so amazing. Mostly the
Mm.
exploration part, though. I think that's really they really nailed it. I mean, they did a lot of good things in Xenoblade already. They really know how to create an interesting world. It's just that with the technology of the Wii U and the better graphics, it looks like a bit more plausible. It's just it feels more like a complete world. And Xenoblade for Wii U, you still had these different segments, and there are no segments. You can't just freely move around. There's no almost no loading screen unless you're like um, loading, like
In certain
teleporting
buildings or
somewhere.
something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, when you enter one building, but even if you enter the city, there's no loading. You can just go there.
Mm.
That's it's really great. Um,
Well, so to speak, in Xenoblade, you could also enter cities, most cities, without loading time,
mm,
because those cities were part of, well, not most cities, actually just the first city, because it was part
okay.
of the first area. But yeah, I mean, I think I will also get it like next week or maybe the week after that, because now I don't have to like um, take what's the word? Whoop. Um, regard your feelings.
Yes. You don't. Nah, I don't know. How
But
much
yeah,
damage factor should the explosion have? 2.5, 3?
uh, how many hits does the attack as a
Just
whole
one.
have?
Just one, I think.
Oh, shouldn't it be two because it's a hit plus an explosion?
I actually thought that I would try to skip the first hit. That's what I was thinking.
Oh,
I mean,
okay,
if it's a true mine, currently this doesn't work, but I'm gonna implement it. It's not that difficult. So it's
so it's
just
basically like it. Oh, you mean the mine? Okay,
the
okay.
mine. I'm
I was
talking about the
thinking.
mine.
Oh, yeah, of course. That's just one hit. I'm not sure. It depends. How big is the radius?
Yeah,
It
I
should
don't
have a
know.
small radius definitely for the explosion.
It's not like a bomb.
I
I
would
mean,
say,
the bomb was, I
yeah,
think,
of course. A bomb has it kind of is like a bomb, but it doesn't. The only difference is that it shouldn't destroy those
yeah, it
rocks.
shouldn't. So that's why the effect will be different too, and the sound
Mhm.
also. But
Yeah, I would say like uh,
I'm
um,
currently look maybe like a range similar to the bomb. I just think it's kind of maybe a
I would
bit
say
less.
like 4.0 or something or 3.5
Yeah, that sounds good.
because
That's what I had
because
too.
it's I think it should be stronger than the than the world attack because it's the world attack has a longer is more controllable than the mine.
Hmm.
So I guess it should be a bit stronger than the world attack, but yeah, it's Skyrim just from Japan with mechas and more variety locations, and I guess it's also better balanced than Skyrim, which is not a big um,
Achievement.
achievement because Skyrim is a Bethesda game.
You really don't like Bethesda for the balancing, do you?
I do like Bethesda. It's just that they are horrible in terms of game design in
It's
some
what I said.
cases.
It's what I said about balancing and stuff. Yeah. Um.
It's not just balancing. It's like yeah, balancing also, but it's also like uh, the way they design their gaming systems. It really breaks immersion at times. The immersion and it also. I mean, the positive thing about that is that all the mistakes that Bethesda makes can easily be fixed by competent fan mods. So
Yeah.
that's why that's why I really like Bethesda games because as soon as you use the right mods, they become really awesome.
Hmm. I
Oh
guess.
yeah,
Yeah.
a big advantage of Xenoblade X over Xenoblade, you don't have fall damage and the jumping looks really good.
Oh yeah.
Or the jumping doesn't look extremely silly.
Yes. But one disadvantage. There's no alley-oop and also no Ryan.
But
I mean, seriously, what I really loved about Xenoblade, one thing I really loved about the original Xenoblade was the characters and stuff like Ryan, and this game was actually funny, you know. But
yeah,
Xenoblade
Ryan
X really
time.
doesn't I don't it doesn't really clicks with me, the humor. It's not very creative, let's say it like
The big
this.
question I have is if you play with the Fiora voice,
I'm
does
actually
she
playing a
also
male
sound?
character.
Yeah. I guess I should test it at some point. Does she
Hmm?
also sound like she has to take a crap when she's jumping?
I have no idea. I have to check.
Because in Xenoblade, yeah, I think you can only have one save in Xenoblade, so you would need to make a second account or something.
You can only have one. Seriously, oh god, I didn't check this. I
Yeah,
mean,
but I
that's
think you
kind of.
can have a second save on your console if you just make another me. So
Oh,
that should,
okay.
I think so. I mean, it would be weird if that wouldn't work.
Hmm.
I mean, maybe you can. Otherwise, you can just like ta take it to to Sarah, and then just let her make an account and just test if you're a voice.
I'm afraid she will throw me out when I come around with this game.
Why doesn't she? Does, is she
Too
not a
much
fan of?
robots and girls being attracted to robots. You saw
Oh,
that cutscene.
she doesn't like Lynn?
Yeah, but I don't know. It's kind of weird, and I thought originally it's funny.
Yeah, me
I
too, actually.
mean, I thought it was, yeah, but I don't know. There was this one scene only where it happens.
Oh yeah, Popsicle Pete. There was this controversy about the censorship of the English in the English version with the outfits and the. I mean, I'm not a fan of if you of great changes in during localization, especially when it's about content. But to be honest, for Xenoblade, this one change with the outfits I actually prefer because the outfits in the English version actually look better than the original ones because they don't look as silly. You've
Hmm.
heard about it, right, Felix?
Yeah,
Because
I did.
in the original version they had like this bikini outfits that looked a bit out of place, in my opinion.
Yeah, but
Because yeah, and
the funny thing is, for the female avatar, I think you can have this bikini outfit, or can you not? I'm
I
not
think
sure because I saw one avatar, one female avatar was in the game who essentially had a bikini, and it was from another
really
player. Yes, I mean the
maybe it was
sea
a Japanese player.
didn't look Japanese. I mean there was some non-Japanese text attached to it, but I'm not sure.
Maybe it was a German text and it was from a Japanese German fanboy.
That's
And the
possible.
name was 98 and the name was 987 Stil Schießen, Erschießen or something. Um, actually, I'm not sure. I mean, I would have thought that they would have changed the outfit for all the characters.
Boob explode instead of Bob
Boob explode,
explode. God
yeah.
damn it!
I mean, the
Oh
change
man.
that I the change that I do find really unnecessary was the boob
Size
change
parameter, yes.
thingy. I mean,
There's only
that's a
one
change that
formal boob size. Everybody knows this. There is no variation in boob size. So,
yeah, that's I mean that's not only really unnecessary to remove, that's also something that I almost find somewhat offensive, to be honest, because I mean I personally would play a guy for I guess, but I mean if you're a girl and you want to identify with the character, with your the character you create, and you have like either smaller breasts or like bigger breasts, and you want your character to have bigger breasts, then I mean you would like to have such a boob slider. So I don't think that removing that is a good
yeah.
decision. But I mean, I personally don't mind too much because I would play as a male character in that game.
Mm.
But I mean, actually, I do like to play female characters in games like Fallout, for example. But in that game, I would play a male character because I like to have my parties a bit more mixed. And since the other main characters are female already, I would most likely play a male character.
That's actually a
Just
good
for
point, yeah.
I mean, that's just
Hmm.
the kind of taste I have. I kind of like parties that are more mixed in general.
Me too.
I want to
Hmm.
play as a man with moves already. Yes. I mean, wasn't
Of
that
course.
wasn't that kind of possible in Dragon's Dogma or something? I think in Dragon's Dogma you could change your character to a ridiculous degree. Like you could even in quotation marks play as a really heavy woman, for example, which is not something for that you can do in every game. So
Which game?
I think Dragon's Dogma, you could make a character that was, for example, a really heavy woman.
Hmm.
I think Yahtzee made a joke about that in his review of that he made a really like he made a really big and heavy black woman as his character, and then made another character as his servant, I think, and that was like a really young, pretty boy. It was, yeah, right. Dragon's Dogma also has that
Wait, are
system.
you German? Yes, we are German. I think somebody
Yes,
found
we are
us
German.
out. Oh my gosh, no.
Our accent might have. I think he saw it because you were blonde.
I think this is probably because of my German accent. You
No,
see?
I don't think so. Our accent is almost unrecognizable.
Yes, most
Yeah,
certainly.
the pawn system, right. So Yahtzee basically made a pawn that was like a really small, bishy character, like a pretty boy,
Mm.
and it was pretty funny for him.
So, okay, I just implemented some guard special skill, which probably will break, but let's see how it breaks.
It breaks,
Okay,
okay.
maybe. It will not be visually striking, I think. It will just but it may do damage. Everything works out. But it's also likely that things will crash. Okay.
By the way, you still need to implement guard breaking.
Okay.
That's some.
Okay. So something seems to work, but
Yeah, right, Emily Nater. That was the joke of the video.
huh. Okay, things don't seem to work all that well. Let's see. Why?
Why? Did you skill the right skill?
Yeah, I definitely
Oh, right.
executed the new skill. I made it in a way
That
that
was.
it's. Hmm?
I just saw it. It looked pretty funny.
Yeah, you saw something, but then you didn't. Um,
That enemy doesn't give a fuck.
yeah, that enemy you can hit it as much as you want to. It's not gonna
It's
move.
basically our sand not sandbox
Uh,
sand thing
Sensec. Se-
sandbag
Sandbag.
sandbag. God damn it! I can't find the most obvious vocabulary.
Yeah. Hmm. Now, actually, one thing I wonder: if you execute a skill, should you dash backwards or forwards?
In every direction you want, I would say.
Yeah, the thing is, should you dash in the direction you press or in the opposite direction?
I think it's in the direction you press. That would make
Okay.
sense. I mean,
Yeah,
the way I imagine it is that
makes
you
sense.
basically put the mine on the ground where you stand, and then you
Hmm.
dash away from it.
But you automatically dash after doing this when doing the skill, right? I mean
Yeah,
that's
right.
what I
You
thought.
you dash,
Okay.
and the mine
Because
gets
I just
placed at
implemented
the.
that you automatically dash backwards, but and you notice that's actually very intuitive because you
Yeah,
tend to
yeah.
press away if you want to do run away. So it's better if I just do.
And also dash arts are always like dash in a certain direction. I mean, they're always directional.
Okay. So something is definitely wrong with the tackling. Because the bomb appears, I see it for a fraction of a second, then it explodes already. Um,
Okay.
maybe I did something wrong in the implementation.
Oh man, it's we are almost we are already almost at a 1.5 hour point.
I know we spent way too much time talking about all kind of unnecessary stuff. That's how it
Like
will.
money. Let's make cross-world communists. Communist crossworlds, then we don't have to worry about money anymore.
So
By
why
the
the
way, we are almost at 50 viewers, and we are at the top of the game development
woohoo? Because everybody else
food
is
chain.
streaming Xenoblade X, I guess, or something. I don't know.
Actually, DK is actually streaming this one trash game, this one really cheap RPG game. Not RPG Maker, but a Steam RPG game that was made with Unity. That
That
was
seems
super buggy and super bad.
great.
Called called Dungeon Gate, I think. And he
Dungeon
has
Gates, not as good as
1,000.
Hellgate.
Hellgate is amazing, but Dungeon Gate is pure. It's really bad. I mean, I've watched his previous stream once, and it's really bad and buggy. And he
What?
has like 1,000 viewers at the moment.
Wow.
I was actually really surprised that his Gameswelt stream actually has less viewers than his not normal streams apparently.
Interesting.
But maybe it was just because you were there, so they had less
Yeah.
viewers.
Ugh.
I mean,
Why
less
would you
people are
watch something?
interested in. I think less people are interested in random game devs than in like
Yeah.
people playing Call of Duty or whatever.
Or bad RPGs for that matter.
Yeah.
Okay. We are at the debugging phase because things are not working. Why are things are not working? I hate it when things are not working. So I think we are
Oh,
lucky when we
Urinstein.
get one. Hmm?
Urinstein, do you want to imply that there are more than one of those games? Yeah. I mean, I would expect you to only be able to like implement one of those techniques because I
Yeah.
would especially that mine technique. I guess it's pretty big, pretty new in many aspects because we so far we didn't have any skills that activated when enemies came close or something like a mine, for example.
But actually, it should work in principle. The technology is already
Yeah.
there. That's why I thought it was simple, but something's not working. So that's why things. The fuck. Why? Why is step time already 0? Oh. Okay, wait. What is this? There's a branch here which says
Uh, um,
if the entity is not the player, yes, and if the entity does not have a target, the step timer is
mhm.
0. What?
Okay.
Why? Why did I do this? Why? Why?
Sounds legit. Emily Nater actually the
I want to
the
remove
the
this now, but I'm not sure what will break when I do this.
Actually, the mine will be triggered by enemy proximity because it's a special that Leia can use. And no, it's not damaging her because
No, it should
it's
not
a
damage
combat
her.
art.
Yeah.
It's a combat art, and it should only damage
It's
enemies.
not like the bombs in that matter, so it doesn't damage you.
Yeah.
I have no idea. No, sorry, there won't be no enlightenment. Oh, I get it. At least I don't think so because that's really weird stuff. Um, so I
By the
think I would
way,
just remove it because I don't really see the point of doing this. But I
I
mean,
mean
there's there. Okay, there's actually a better option.
you can just set it to comment or not.
I actually have an idea. I think this will work.
Uh, oh, you were just wondering if that's why it was instantly blowing up before.
Yeah, I mean that's exactly what I try to fix right now. Why it's instantly. I think this
Okay.
will actually work. So instead of saying, "Is this a player?" I just ask, "Is the combatant of this entity actually a player?" This actually should work. I think. Let's see.
Hey, Celio.
Hi,
Um,
Celio.
Actually, I have a question for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Um, in case you've already played the cold dungeon or the temple mine or whatever you want to call it, um, what did you think about the difficulty? Like, is it too difficult, too hard? Are the puzzles okay? Can
Mm-hmm.
you deal with the ice and the ice blocks?
Yeah, especially the ice blocks, I guess. Yeah, it works, but it moves with the player. Why? Yeah, okay. So I think that's a convenient mine. It just moves with you. Actually, that doesn't that there's no point in having it that way.
All right.
Great.
I mean,
Actually, no,
actually,
it
we've already
doesn't.
changed the cold dungeon a bit. I mean, at least in the development.
Oh, oh, oh.
Okay. Oh yeah, now I see it. Nice. We've actually changed the cold dungeon a bit in terms of the puzzles. Like we
That's a
have
funny bug, though.
increased. Yeah,
Sorry.
it's really a great work. It kind of reminds me of the creeper bug that we once had with the this one technique where you could just run through the enemy and explode for some reason.
Hmm? Which one?
Um,
Oh, yeah. No,
the
actually, I
old.
found I found the issue why this happens because you know what I'm actually doing here is like a huge hack, and I use this for the ice blocks. So to
Okay.
make things like destroy on touch, I use a tackle command. The tackle command usually is used for tackle, so it makes the entity move
Oh.
forward, and when it touches something, um, it blows up, or it then something happens, and that's how I
Mm.
can detect if something touches the enemy. Now, how do I make it that it doesn't move forward? Very simple. I set the speed to 0, and then it stands still. It's genius,
Oh,
right?
makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, that's hacking.
Uh, Actually, we have changed that already. I mean, there are still respawning ice blocks combined with jumping puzzles, but we have increased the the respawning time by quite a lot for many of those blocks. So they take quite a bit longer for the to respawn now. So
Yeah,
the jumping the, the jumping challenges aren't as frustrating and hectic
yeah.
anymore.
The thing is, like, I should be more careful because, I mean, I made it in a way that it's challenging for me, and that's probably not a good
Mm.
idea because I played this game way too long, way too often. Um,
It's kind of a bit overdone for the first dungeon, but
it
as,
works.
it
Sorry, I,
works
I
great.
just tested the mine by planting the mine and pushing the enemy into it. That'd be so perfect for testing this.
Yes, but I think I mean for we can always reuse the ice floor and the ice puzzles in like later dungeons that or in certain challenge quests or something.
Mm,
So
exactly.
oh yeah, it
So
works. It
one
works.
thing I noticed that the range is really small. So what I'm gonna do is just I increase the size of the entity,
Hmm.
um, even though you don't see it. So it's I make it like 3 tiles large, I think. 3x3
Mm-hmm.
tiles. And I have to add an offset so it looks like this graphic's still in the center. I think it's about, let me think, I think 16 should be fine. Minus 16.
Oh, yeah, the jump where you have to basically destroy 2 ice blocks and then jump around a corner for on the last jump.
Yeah, okay. I
That's
agree
really
that this one is
assistive.
really, yeah, this one is really, I don't know. I mean, I can execute it pretty well after one or two attempts, but I
Yeah,
guess for the average
I
player it's
think as
probably
well
too much.
after a few. I think the good thing about CrossCode is that you just respawn like a few
Yeah.
meters away from the point you will fall. So and after a few tries, you should be able to do it.
It's just that it's not
Yeah,
really fun, I mean, that way, if it's too challenging.
the puzzles were cool. The enemies, especially the big boss, were challenging. But I was kind of disappointed by the boss. It was a little bit too easy. Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
The boss, maybe the boss just needs a bit more HP or something. I'm not sure
Uh,
if the boss actually needs to be much harder, because it already can be pretty hard. I think it might just need a bit more HP, and the mid boss actually might just be a bit too hard at the moment, considering how much
yeah.
problem many players have with it.
Yeah. There have been some player who also had problems with the boss, but
Mm-hmm.
apparently not nearly as much as the mid boss, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So the problem, there's one problem with the boss enemy which is difficult to fix. Like most of the attacks are easier to dodge because it's problematic to directly target the player. To do
Mm-hmm.
this, you have to do a lot of animations for him to punch all kind of spots, and so we don't really compute the way he moves the arm. It's all pre-animated. So what we could do is make several fixed animations for several locations and then query the position of the player and vary the attack. But that's a lot of work actually. So
Mm-hmm.
the only thing we can do is like having attacks like the ice attack. The ice push could be more difficult to dodge, for instance.
Mm-hmm.
That you don't have these kind of spots where you can just stand and you are not hit in any situation. Maybe that's a bit too simple. That's what I was thinking. And increase HP should also work. I mean, maybe you should ask more detail what the people think was why the boss wasn't changing enough. We can increase the attack frequency and stuff like this. There are several things. Or make the enemies hit harder. That's also an option. It's
Mm-hmm.
just that it's difficult to make the attacks in a way that that they are really difficult to dodge. That's difficult for this enemy. So what did I want to?
Uh, and I think another thing with the boss is that you always that you shouldn't forget that you already have the heat element during that boss, which might also make you quite a bit stronger than you were before. So
Yeah,
maybe that's also something. Hmm?
yeah, maybe.
Yeah, true. If you're short on sandwiches, then the boss can be pretty challenging. Actually, Felix, I think that you should add a few more consumable items and a bit of money to the preset save for the next version.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Because because it's pretty hard that you start with like 3 sandwiches on that save.
Oh man, I'm stupid. I wonder why nothing changes now. I forgot that I have to copy or that I have to change the source code entry, not the one here, the code.
Mhm.
Damn it.
I was a bit disappointed that the boss didn't have a puzzle-like strategy like the turret boss of Rombo's dungeon had. You only had to evade its attacks and shoot bombs at its shield. Well, true, but the bombs are kind of a puzzle element if you think about it.
I think so too. I
I
mean,
mean, I think the boss is really good in just in terms of the system. It just might need a bit more endurance.
Yeah.
A bit more endurance, maybe a bit higher attributes, I'm not sure, but it should maybe have a bit more HP.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's see how that works. Also, the thing is, I want to be careful not to make the bosses too puzzly, because
Hmm?
I don't know, it's in the end you should not expect it to be exactly like in a Zelda game, because if you have the bosses to be
Hmm?
too puzzly, it's difficult to make use of all the different combat skills that you have.
Yeah, definitely. That's one of my big problems with Zelda bosses. That there's not a lot of freedom to fight them because you
Yeah.
basically only have to fight them a certain way. Like use
Mhm.
item X to do that and that, and I mean that's something that Ego Raptor actually criticized on in the newer Zelda, in the 3D Zelda games, because the old Zelda games were a bit different, because you had way more options to fight the bosses than
Mhm.
the one option that you had in the usual 3D Zelda games.
Okay, it seems to work. Um, yeah.
I mean, even the turret boss, you didn't had to like use the puzzle option
Sure. Yeah.
to fight. I mean, you could just block the attack or do a
Mhm.
really good dodge dodge move
Even though
if
this
you're
dodge
really
got
good
more
into.
popular, more difficult with no, no, actually it doesn't. No, never mind. Didn't got more
It
difficult.
is really difficult. That we can agree on.
Um, so I'll make it that it will not explode immediately when it appears, even if an enemy is close, but it will first wait for, I think, 3 10 seconds. 0.3 seconds. And how long should
Hmm?
it wait? I mean, currently I have 6 seconds. I think it's way too long. I will make it 3 seconds and see how that
You
feels.
mean
How
how
long
long
it
it
waits
stays?
until it explodes. Yeah. Also, the animation
I
didn't.
think it
Oh,
should
come
be
on.
three. I
Throw.
think it should be 5 seconds or something at least.
Are
I
you
think.
sure? Okay, I will make it. But I
I mean,
have
just try it with 5 seconds, and then we can test it in the field basically.
yeah.
But I think if it's less than 5 seconds, then it's a bit harder to actually use it effectively, because then it would only work if you actually put it put it directly in the way of an enemy attack, and it should be a bit more
Yeah.
sorry, a bit more usable in a tactical sense, I think.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, I will just
I mean, 5 seconds sounds
five
okay, I think.
seconds. Okay, I just copy the whole thing again. Wrong button. Mm,
I fell in love with the game when I saw the sea salt ice cream and the Kingdom Hearts reference in the item description.
okay.
Yeah, we got a lot of references. Will you be able to plant more than one bomb at a time? I think so,
I think so. Yeah,
unless
sure.
it's difficult.
If you have the
I
SPs,
mean,
no problem.
yeah, I mean, it is limited by your SP, so it shouldn't be a problem.
But you can do it up to 3 4 times, I think. Actually, that's kind of interesting. But don't expect there won't be any chain reactions. So I
Yeah,
don't
and
know.
also,
Maybe.
you could do it like, how much SP would you have at the end? Like 16 or 12, more like? Felix?
Sorry. 16 is the most.
Really, 16? Wow, I thought it was 12.
We can also say 12, but 16 is about the maximum that's implemented.
Yeah, okay. I think
But I
16 would
think
be a bit of pretty overkill, but
I
we'll
don't
see.
think so. If you spend 8 XP for the large combat arts, I think it seems to,
Oh yeah, right. That would actually make sense.
yeah. And
Uh,
spamming 16 of those is still no problems performance-wise. It's just that it's
I mean,
mm,
they would explode before you could actually play 16, even if it's 5
yeah.
seconds.
You think so? I'm actually not sure. I think you can manage to
Mm,
do 16 dashes in.
mm.
I need
Oh, the hell
SP.
is a space lasagna. Yeah, you can get more SP bars. You actually need to get more SP bars over time because um, the strongest special attacks would need more than 4 SP.
You can't do it too much because right now there's a time delay that forces you to not do it too often. But
Mm.
I will change this one because it shouldn't be too large.
Mm.
There's a huge ass long wait time here. That's not necessary. Okay.
Will there be a lightning branch? Yes, there is a shock element, but you will get it pretty late.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually one of the last elements. No, I think it's the second to last.
Yeah, wave is the last.
Yep. Because wave is the one that we have the least least bit of an idea of how it actually works, or rather how the attacks would look like and stuff.
You mean for shock?
No, for wave.
Okay.
Because for wave because wave is the most mysterious element in terms
Mm.
of like the nature of the ability. Yes, there will be SP barcode. Well, there is SP codes already. That's kind of how the system works. We don't have MP, we have SP that you will have to collect during
Okay.
combat. Good morning, Atlasser.
Alright,
Or evening.
Lesser.
Yeah, public transport is great. Oh, there is a question that I have overlooked for some reason.
Mm.
Mm. Can you think about making boss hands as separate entities, only parented to the main body sharing single HP? Then he can reach with his hands to any part of the platform Leah is on.
That sounds incredibly difficult.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's
The thing is, the hands are already separated entities, so that's already the case. We need this to make the collision work. But the difficult part is that you need to. Yes, you could compute it in a way that the arms can be worked flexible, but it's essentially implementing 2D skeletal animations, and that's not quite as trivial. And it's not just normal skeleton animations, it's like it's more complicated, and it's especially complicated if you want to make it in a way that it looks good, because if you're not careful, it will just look crappy. Like some of the angles will just not work out, and then you need new poses that you don't have. Doing
mm,
poses of these arms is like horrible, a lot of work. So that's why it's possible, certainly, but it's really difficult. Um, so that's why it probably won't happen. I mean, we don't want to spend too much time on that single boss enemy.
mm. Yeah, I mean, we are already spending tons of time on boss enemies, so
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna implement the explosion effect now. In fact, I can probably just... I'm just gonna copy the explosion from Shizuka's special attack to make it a bit
yeah.
smaller. Um,
I mean, we are very efficient with our graphic usage.
yes. Let's just remove the outermost 3 or 15. Make it a bit smaller here, everything.
Da, 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 da. Hmm. By the way, do we get more questions? Frankly, I would be very disappointed if that special attack that Shizuka did in the intro was not available to Leia at some point.
Yeah, it will
Well,
be.
it
Don't
would be.
worry. It will be available. That's nothing.
I mean, it would be pretty weird if it wasn't available because she's the same class and they both have the heat tree. So,
Yeah. This boss.
oh, Popsicle Pete, that's so funny. Did you just? I think he made a fart joke with Leah because Leah farts fire, basically.
What?
Because Leah farts fire.
Who said that?
No, because Popsicle Pete said, "Excuse you, Leah," and they say ladies never do that.
Oh god
Well,
damn it.
I mean, Leia already has a fart jetpack, so in the
Yeah, exactly.
in the debug version, so um, okay, was there any more questions? Nope. Actually, you know
God
how
damn it, these stupid pre-baked sounds. I can't anything reuse anything of them. I hate this.
God
I
damn it.
really should tell
Um,
Iron to never do this. I hate this.
there are some really good news that we can tell you, but not about CrossCode because Indivisible got funded. They
Whee!
even they were even able to reach the first stretch goal during their funding.
I got the perfect sound. This is amazing. You can't hear it,
You got
Hannah,
a
but
what?
it's like Iron did the the fire hit massive sound. It's really good for an explosion. I'll take this one.
Oh, okay.
Really good.
Okay, then I will hear it at some point.
Yeah. Though it's a bit long. Maybe I
So,
should ask him to make it a bit shorter.
mhm. So yeah, Indivisible got funded. Yay!
Woohoo! And they even got the
Uh,
first stretch goal. Kinda like another project that
yes,
ran on Indiegogo.
yes. That means that we are kind of the same, and that means that we should totally have a crossover.
Yes, but they don't want to.
Well,
Or rather,
I guess they just haven't noticed us. So
Senpai didn't notice us.
Sentai didn't notice us. Um,
Senpai, not
Yeah, so
senpai.
they managed to get the stretch goal with more music from the Secret of Mana guy, Hiroki
Woohoo!
Kikuta.
The Secret of Mana guy, some guy.
Yeah, and he also did some other soundtracks, but he mostly did Secret of Mana in my opinion.
Yeah.
And no, there actually won't be an Indivisible fan art today because we already did that. Yeah, yeah, that's true. It might be
The only
because
thing we
CrossCode
could
is
do is like Xenoblade Chronicles fan art, but I'm still
yes.
don't know what exactly this could be. And since we are getting close to the 10-hour mark, Maybe you can start thinking about fan art ideas.
You mind
Anything?
2 hour mark, not 10 hour.
Yeah, I mean 10 o'clock, 2 hour mark.
Yes, it's true. But it's true, Felix. I
Look at
mean,
my head.
CrossCode
Look at my head. So,
CrossCode is CrossCode isn't out yet, and so it might be harder for them to actually think of a CrossCode viability for Leia and in Indivisible. So that might be a reason. And also, I guess, the developers of those other games they know personally. So, yeah, yeah, true. That's also something that I want to talk about real quick. It's really it's really nice that with Indivisible they actually got some new features
yeah, so
for Indiegogo.
Indiegogo became slightly acceptable now. That's great.
Yeah, they have
Ah,
they actually
no.
have an implemented upgrade system for the perks now. That that you can upgrade your perks over Indiegogo, which we
Yeah,
had to do manually
manually,
before.
which was
Like you
horrible.
had to, which was horrible and a lot of work because you had to send us send us emails with your email address and your account and your upgrade wishes, and
Yeah.
then we had to do it like manually in our little spreadsheets, I think. And that
hmm
was quite a bit of work. And also, Indiegogo now has like an in-demand option for Slacker backers. Slacker
mm
backers, yeah. So that you can basically support them even after the campaign was already a success.
Popsicle Pete actually asked, when will there be an indie Smash Bros? Actually, I think there was at least one. In fact, I think there were two indie projects that tried to do that.
I mean, there was an indie card game,
Yeah.
or
What?
that's the one that you meant, right? The
No, I
cards
mean
indie game.
actually, it's Smash Bros. Game. There's a Smash Bros. Type of indie game which.
Rivals, Ri- Rivals of Eva. Yeah, I've heard about that. Wait a second. Which one? Or what did you? Oh, or did you mean? I mean, Rivals of Eva is a Smash Bros. Indie game, so to speak, but it doesn't have indie characters, if that's what you mean.
I think they're pretty unknown projects. At least, I mean, one of them wrote us and asked if Leia could join. It
Really?
may even be two people that asked us. The first one I simply ignored because I don't know, it didn't. Like, as much as I like guest roles, I mean, at least I want to see at least some kind of standard inside the game.
True.
Like,
Yeah.
indie cards was actually looked decent enough for me. So it's not
Mm.
like it has to be the perfect game, but this kind of looked. It was on Steam Early Access. It had horrible ratings and all that, so you're kind of careful with that.
Yeah.
I
True.
think.
True. I mean, Leia isn't just some cheap girl who just goes with everyone. She only goes for the
God
for the
damn it!
quality.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, but definitely. I mean, I think the guy you I think the guy who you ignored was me, said Celio Hogan.
No, you are somebody else. You're not the Smash brother. Um, but yeah, I also pretty much ignored your email. That's actually true, I have to admit. Actually, I think I did plan to answer eventually, but then it was close to the release, and that's why I
Yeah,
didn't.
yeah. I mean, sometimes it's just that we are kind of busy with release stuff or other stuff, and then we kind of forgot the stuff. It's
Yeah.
the to answer certain emails, which is pretty sad, of course. We try to prevent that, but sometimes it happens. But yeah, Popsicle Pete, a Smash-like game with different indie characters, it would be cool. But of course, it would also be a good game, to be honest. Like like the card game, for example. I mean, that's basically classic Mario Kart. And you're kind of right. There is a certain indie world developing, but something that I kind of have to think about is that a lot of indie characters you have to um, you have to think about if they really stay to be indies because I mean, sure, Shovel Knight is kind of an indie game, But then again, it became so successful that it's kind of almost more viable to put it in the real Smash Bros. Than in an indie Smash game because it became such a popular game.
So it's no problem at all to plant 8 bombs before they explode.
Okay. Drawing Leia. Leia defeated the new boss in a deal with it pose. Yes.
Oh man. That's actually
I think that
interesting. I
would
like this idea.
I think we should actually. I mean, if we're about the boss, we could combine it with the Xenoblade X fan art. Leia uses the new boss as her personal mecha.
Lol. That's an interesting idea. Okay.
And then she's really feeling it.
I
And
think
then she of course has Monado hairpins.
so. The bomb essentially works minus polishing. I think we are done.
Yeah, it's nice.
I think I think I will first increase the range. That's the last thing I would try because 3 tiles is still too little. It feels kind of weird because in principle it should explode when it should reach the enemies, right? I mean that's what you would think roughly. So I will try to do that.
The explosion also has a certain range, right? Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the explosion range will be slightly larger, obviously. But I also want the
Link of Evil said the sound of the bomb is a bit too loud, don't you think?
yeah, that's something we can adapt as well.
Yeah,
We can just
that's
make
polishing.
it quieter. That's polishing.
So yeah, guys, and by the way, that's actually a dash technique or a dash combat art for the heat tree. If you haven't watched
No.
the beginning of the stream or didn't pay attention, because that's basically you dash away with the combat arts, and then a mine gets planted at the point you were standing at before you were dashing.
Exactly. And then it explodes when an enemy gets nearby. So it's maybe interesting for some enemies that tend to follow you around and stuff. So you can easily trick them running into it. I think it's like it provides some new techniques, so that's funny. And I think it might be useful for puzzles too, in fact. I think using this technique, you can probably solve some of the puzzles without the bombs, like the one where you have to throw a bomb through the ice and to hit the blocks.
You can also use the flamethrower to kind of
but it's more difficult, I think, right, with the flamethrower.
Not really. I mean, you don't even have to time it right. You just need to use the flamethrower and then.
Oh yeah, the flamethrower doesn't hit the bomb, right? It just goes through the bomb. That's why it works.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Oh, okay. That's pretty clever, actually.
You just use the flamethrower and then you basically throw a charged ball while you're using the flamethrower, and then it stops. But the bomb is already on the way, so yeah.
But I'm actually perfectly cool with that. When people find out ways to use the techniques to solve puzzles more easily, that's totally fine. It's just important for me that they are not mandatory.
Puzzles also work without the skills.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I personally think that we should at least implement a way to reduce SP to 0 at certain areas. Just in case we need it. Because there might be puzzles.
I'll wait for the case where we need it, and then I will do it. But
right.
I don't think we will need it.
Right. I mean, in case we really need it at some point, because it would be really a shame if a puzzle gets completely broken because someone can use a certain skill to solve it super easily. Because that would kind of take the challenge out of it.
If you think about it, you don't have too many puzzles, whereas this is already the case with the heat element right now.
Yeah, at the moment, but you don't know if it might be the case later.
You just have to design puzzle elements that don't entirely rely on heat damage or whatever element damage, and then you're out of... Like, when you add something like a bomb, it's some very special thing which you cannot reproduce with any technique, and then it's already something where you cannot cheat with any technique. It's just the only problem here is the ice blocks, and the ice blocks is something that just reacts to fire. So whenever you have something that
Hmm.
just reacts to an element, then you can cheat with techniques. But anything else you cannot. So as long as you have enough puzzle elements that don't just react to an element or something more specific, then I think we are fine.
Yeah,
So
true.
it's,
I mean, we will see. We will
you
see if we
cannot
need
cheat
it.
the sliding blocks, and you cannot cheat mm, just regular bomb puzzles. You also cannot cheat. It's just the ice blocks that you can cheat essentially, like the bounce
Senpai
puzzles.
asked,
Yeah.
is there anyone who figured out how to open the yellow-greenish chests? I, ju I, I don't want to know how, just if it's possible. I think the yellow-greenish
Hmm.
chest you can open already, right? With the
I think the
thieves key?
bronze one you can't, or
You can open it. Yeah, I'm not sure.
maybe they seem kind of yellowish, but they're the yellowish, greenish. I think are the golden chest, and you can't. Or you can, I don't know. I think actually, in fact, we do plan to improve the box graphics.
By
So
the way,
eventually it will be more
Felix,
clear. Yeah.
I don't even know how the keys work at the moment. I mean, do you
Hmm.
just get a key and then you can use it
On
as
any
often as you
box.
want, or are they
Yes.
limited?
They're not limited. It's
Okay,
just that
because
once.
that would actually be a good way to actually spend money because you could like buy keys
Okay,
to
I
a
would
certain
rather.
extent,
I think.
but the keys get more expensive the more keys you buy. But then again, it would kind of mean that you wouldn't want to waste the keys on low-level chests. So yeah, no,
Let's.
don't
Yeah,
do
I
that.
think the way this is actually it's good that way. It's just that
Okay.
we should solve the money problem with trading and
Differently, yeah.
equipment. I think that's
I actually have a few ideas for that. So I guess we
yeah.
should be fine.
Woohoo!
Oh,
It works. And now the
yeah.
explosion range seems good. That's good. Yeah, I like it. Woohoo! Okay, now I will go to the autumn rise and see if I can trick some hedgehogs walk into the bombs.
By the way, I think we should add more guard
Actually, let me.
reactions,
I will just
perfect
make
guard
the
reactions to
sound a
certain
bit
enemies.
quieter. What?
I think we should add more perfect guard reactions to some
Yeah, most
enemies.
definitely. In fact, that we implemented perfect guard, but we didn't really implement any reaction except for the weak hedgehog. Not even the strong hedgehog reacts to it. So,
The strong hedgehog, I added that for them.
oh, you copied that. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
it works.
but
Oh, but
but I kind of forgot it for the blue hedgehog. So,
oh snap! I
but then
implemented the whole thing on the wrong branch. I just noted that. It's not a big problem. I'm just gonna switch
but
branches.
then again, I think we should finally rework the blue hedgehog already, so that it's not so easy as it
That's
is right
already
now.
fun. I like this technique. It's cool.
Yeah, I know. That's why I had the idea,
I
right?
want. I wonder. Maybe should this technique have a break attribute? Or do you think that's too powerful?
What do you mean break attribute?
That it breaks attacks more likely than other attacks, like the spin wave.
The I think it should, to be honest. I mean,
I can do this, so I'm just concerned if it's maybe too powerful. it's it's kind of great
it's a
to
good question.
huh?
It's a good question actually, but I don't think it. I mean, what kind of? Oh, you mean like a break attribute that it would even disrupt the hedgehog dash?
Yeah, for instance, that's something it
I
would
don't
do.
think so. I think that would be too powerful.
Yeah. Okay. So essentially, the attack attribute is
Heavy?
let me see. It's heavy, I think. Yeah, it's heavy
Yeah.
exactly.
So
Heavy. It's
basically, it does break certain attacks, but not like
yeah, like the attack from the small
charge
bots.
ball for.
Yeah, like essentially like a charge ball exactly. It does break
Yeah.
some attacks, but not all of them. And heavy would be breaking more attacks. And that's like the most you can get. There's also break, but you should never use break because it breaks everything.
You
It will
mean
break some.
massive? You
Massive is
mean
the
massive,
highest
right?
one. Break, there's a break type which you should never use.
Yeah, yeah.
The break type, essentially when you have break, it means it breaks everything, even all the boss options which are programmed in a way that they're not breakable. And then you break the game,
Yeah,
essentially.
break is just something for enemy
Yeah.
attacks, right?
Not even, like,
Okay.
there's never a case when the hit stability of Leia is break, I think. That's why it's okay. Um, Essentially, Leia always has like light hit stability. She never has. And actually, that's an interesting thing. Actually, we could think about adding special skills which are more difficult to interrupt.
Hmm.
That's something we
Okay.
could do.
Yeah, true.
It's kind of funny when you try to defeat the boss enemy with when you're overpowered. It's like you just get one damage, and you just like the overpowered attack. You just keep on doing whatever you were doing because of hit stability. I mean this
Oh, you mean that one? Yeah, you mean with
what was
the
the skill?
i- iron stance? Yeah.
Iron Stance, exactly.
I mean,
Yeah.
actually, it should be. I
You
mean, how
know,
much iron stance
this
can
skill
you?
actually doesn't work all too well for Hedgehog, but I think it will work very well for Frobbits. So I'm gonna try this now.
What do you mean?
The mine skill.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, the mind skill does work pretty well if you're just running away from them, if they're not attacking and just running after you. But then again, you could just attack them.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of the thing with hedgehogs. I mean, they are the first real enemies, and you can basically just kite them, just run away and shoot at them. So that's kind of the most effective tactic against the.
Are there any Frobbits here?
Since, since blue. Okay, wait a second.
Oh yeah, also one
Is it?
comment. You might have noticed how Leia currently, yes, why Leia has mini HP bar. It's because of some code change. It will probably be removed, but I was thinking maybe it's at least nice. Maybe we could have an option for that because I think it's actually not too bad to have an HP bar below Leia. Personally, though, I'm not sure if people agree with me. So yeah, it will be removed, and at the very least there will be an option to remove it again, or maybe an option to add it again. I don't know, something like this. So.
We do have a few questions.
Mhm.
Up, up. Blue bunny should be harder. Yeah, the blue hedgehog should definitely be harder. We will definitely do some have some changes to his behavior so that he is not as easy to stun lock as he is before. Popsicle Pete said, "Oh wait, first a question: is the damage of the mine determined by your melee stat? I think the damage of the mine will be determined by the range stat actually because it's a proxy or it's more of a range attack than a melee attack, to be honest.
Yeah, we can do that.
Oh, spoiler! There just was an enemy group that I added that wasn't there before. Spoiler, spoiler.
Seriously?
Yeah, no, it isn't a spoiler. I just added two enemy groups to the Bergen Trails area with old enemies, just so you can keep your combat rank better on certain maps because there was too much empty space on
You
map
know that
changes.
mine's actually pretty great for defensive battles.
The
It's
mines,
pretty
yeah, that's kind
for
of the
just getting
that's kind of the
away
point.
and yeah, leaving some damage.
I mean, kind of the idea of the mines is that you play. I mean, heat is more of a close combat kind of
Mhm.
more of a close combat kind of element.
Yeah.
But with the mines, you can basically get out of the enemy range when you
Mhm.
after a melee combo, for example, and still leave a small present for them. That's kind of the idea behind it.
Yeah. Come on, seahorse.
Another Popsicle Pete said about the blue hedgehog. Since the blue hedgehog dashes multiple times, maybe it should do a second dash after its first Wait, maybe you should do a second dash after its first is guard broken. Or you mean like automatically dash after the first if you break the first one? Might be an idea, but it might be a bit.
Wait, what?
Uh, there was an idea since the blue hedgehog dashes multiple times. Maybe it should do a second dash after its first is guard broken.
But why should it do something more when the guard has been broken? You that's
Yeah,
like
it's
you
the
have a
first.
disadvantage when you do it. It's kind of
Mm,
weird. Or should this be like a twist, so you try to block it and then um, it's actually getting worse because you did it.
maybe, I mean, but I'm not sure about that to be honest. But we will definitely do some changes to it. You can be sure about that because we
Yeah.
don't want it to be sunlocked as easily as before.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, change the stun lock. You know what? I will do it right now. To actually change the stun lock, let me just do it. The
Will you
hedgehog
just give
boss.
it an iron stand?
No,
Will you
that's
just
that.
do
No,
it?
that's not here. It's very simple. Um, First of all, when it does an action, we say it's ignore stun, true. And for the jump one too, ignore stun, true. So now it will do it even if you are currently attacking it. Next, we go to the attacks. Attack stun, we set the hit stable to massive. Now it cannot be break no matter what you do. That's all you have to
Oh, so you
do.
can.
So it's just a configuration issue. Don't expect this to work for all
It's
enemies. So I'm done.
it's
Now you cannot break the whole code hedgehog.
so it's basically even the sphere saw isn't super effective anymore.
Nope. I mean, you can control. There
That's
are
great.
attacks that you cannot break with the CSR. You just have to set hit
Okay.
stable to massive.
Hmm.
Once you set it to massive, everything, so nothing will break. And again, you should never set it to break, because if you set hit stable to break, then the enemy will when he should die in
Yeah.
that situation, it will be very weird. But maybe I should
Okay.
check this.
Another question. So when people make their avatars in Crossworlds, are the skin options only humanly possible? Or can someone go like, fuck it, I want to look like a Namekian?
What's
So
the
basically,
Namek? Oh,
can they
uh,
also be an Namekian is someone who has antennas but no penis.
yeah, I
Yeah, but
remember it.
I think it's about like having green skin or something or
Hmm.
blue skin.
I think it's okay to have this kind of less humanoid.
Yeah, I agree.
Um, as long as it's not issuing some issue with copyright problems. So Namekian, we can only add references, not make it too clear it's a Namekian. Um, because otherwise, I don't know, maybe we get some problems because we have Namek, like Dragon Ball stuff in our game. It's Dragon Ball, right? Namekian.
Yes, it's Dragon Ball.
Okay, I remember correctly.
Dodge.
Exactly, yeah,
I should
Dodge.
definitely I should definitely watch the Bridge series again. I mean,
You know,
I haven't watched the last few
nerd.
episodes. But um,
Okay.
I just got an item called achievement with the description used for testing achievements. God damn it, we still have some of those.
Yeah, it's like sorry, that's because
Yeah,
we just forgot to
placeholders.
place the right item.
What's a
Um,
Namek? What's a paladin? Dodge. Why can't you dodge?
exactly.
Iblis here said, I recently took a look at the item database file. Oh, great. You can just do that?
Yes, it's not a big deal. Once you have opened the
Yeah.
file system, you can just go through everything. So
Yes.
don't add any major
Yes.
spoilers in there, please.
Mm.
Like
Yeah.
there will be an item listed as if you just add the description, it just tells you a summary of the whole plot. Don't do this.
Oh, so I guess I shouldn't have like dirty, dirty innuendos in my item descriptions. God damn it.
Yeah, no. Those are fine. It's the people's fault if they do this. If they find those.
Yeah, I guess.
Hmm. So the thing is that about the NPCs and human appearance, I think anything that's human or similar to human is okay. Like Namekian would be okay because they essentially are human with green skin, green skin.
Hmm.
So if people really want that, I think it's doable. It's just that something strange like, no, I want to actually be a wolf. Like my character should be an actual wolf on 4 legs.
Hmm.
That's
No
still
furries. Oh no.
sorry,
Why no furries?
but they're on 2 legs, so that should be that's a different matter. Like furries are
Oh,
actually
okay. So
furries
furries
are
are okay if they are like.
actually kind of sorta would be if you think about it. Dekar is actually kind of like a furry. He's essentially a mixture of a lion and a man. He has kind of like
Isn't he?
these.
Isn't he just a dude with like a long beard and stuff?
If you look closely, you will notice that his nose kind of looks like a lion nose. At least it's somewhat similar. It's not very strict, but it's okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, it's kind of subtle to be fair.
So you should really get in the car when you see him.
Yeah. Will there be at least be cat girls? Please, I want at least somebody who really wants to have a cat girl. I'm so gonna do it, and Stefan is gonna complain, but I'm still gonna do it
Why does
because we have to
why
fulfill
does
the wish of our backers. That's the only
does
reason.
does Stefan have no? That, Stefan doesn't like cat girls. What's wrong with him?
I think so. At least he didn't want to have any cat ears accessory for Leia. Don't ask me.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
So any
What the fuck?
you could have had cat girl Leia, but no, not with Stefan. It
Stefan
had
is
to be
divorced.
Ninja Leia. So it's out.
Complain at Stefan for not having cat girls.
Oh well. Right. So what about drawing? We could draw,
Oh
or we
yeah,
could end the stream early, so I can go back and play some Xenoblade. But
you could draw like Stick Girl Leah and then be done with
sticker
it.
layer or the sticker mecha, and then uh, that's all. Gonna play Xenoblade now.
God damn it, Felix. I'm so gonna buy it next week and then I'm gonna play it much more than you.
That's probably gonna happen. Yeah.
Maybe. But maybe I will try to keep up with to just keep up with you because I'm not only playing Xenoblade.
Hmm.
I also have to play Path of Exile, don't forget that.
Yeah, you're all playing too much.
I don't even play that much to be honest. I only play a bit of Path of Exile each day to like finish the dailies, and even that I
Hmm.
don't do every day. So
So let's do some Xenoblade Chronicles X soundtrack and then draw some fan art with Xenoblade Chronicles X. Any ideas, suggestions now?
with
We should
yeah, I
make a
mean
poll.
I like the idea of Leia riding the boss monster as a mecha.
Yeah. In the background, there's something that looks like Xenoblade Chronicles X, but what can that be?
Like Neo Los Angeles,
Oh yeah, that's
or
something.
ju- but
Actually,
instead of
but
Leo,
this is gonna be so difficult. But yeah, so like we got Leia on the mecha, in the background there's Neo Los Angeles.
I mean, you can just do it sketchy,
Yeah, I will do it very sketchy, most definitely.
but then you will be a perfectionist again, and then you won't do it sketchy and just take like 3 hours.
No, I won't because today I have some true motivation to not take forever. It's really true. It's like the truest motivation ever because I want to play. Um,
Also, someone says d- d- I would like something with Apollo actually.
Fun fact: I
Hmm.
tried to design my avatar after Apollo, but then I decided,
Oh,
nah,
nice.
nah, I don't want to have bright white ears, eyes. But have I known that the cutscenes are so ridiculous, I probably would have come with it. But then I thought,
Then again,
man,
I
maybe it
mean,
should be something serious, and then
isn't there a isn't there a facial tattoo that looks like Apollo's mask?
yes, there is. That's why I got the idea. He even got the green hair. It's just that
Oh,
then I wasn't very consequent, and then I
I
stopped in the
mean,
middle.
TrueMG has actually been streaming it a bit, like for
Yeah,
2 or 3 hours, and he he has shown like one of the facial tattoos for the girls at least was
the
like a
panda.
panda face.
It's for all. It's also for males. I think they have the same.
Okay, By the way, Felix, I have an idea
What the
for a
fuck?
non-Xenoblade drawing.
Uh-huh.
Draw Apollo with cat ears to piss off Stefan.
Oh gosh. Oh my gosh, yeah.
Neo Crossword.
Wow. Wow, that's a lot of music. Holy shit.
What music? You mean the Xenoblade X
Xenoblade,
music?
yeah. I never heard the
I
soundtrack, to be
I
honest.
mean I can. Oh no, wait! I shouldn't tell that in a public stream. I will tell you later.
Um, drawing idea. Leia defeated the new boss to post deal with it. That's also a fun idea. Okay, so people should.
But it has nothing to do with Xenoblade. That's not good.
Yeah. But everybody, everybody's voting for Cat Girl Leia. I think.
I mean, you can have Catgirl Leia riding a mecha.
Yeah, that's something we can do.
Don't they have like Catgirl accessories in? I think they do have Catgirl accessories in
Actually, I didn't check, to
Xenoblade.
be honest, which is weird.
They do, I think, but you have to get equipment for that.
Oh, right, yeah, there probably is equipment for that.
I think you have like cosmetic equipment
Mm.
in kind of like in Terraria that you can equip in Xenoblade, so you can so you keep your stats, but you have like cat ears or something.
Mm.
Apollo Mecha.
Oh,
Yeah.
god damn it. Oh man. Like, just a cat girl Leia riding a mecha is already a lot of work.
I mean, Catgirl Leia is kind of like regular Leia, just with cat ears and maybe a
Yeah,
tail.
it's not a big deal to do that. Um, you know, I'm just gonna, since that doesn't seem to change anything in the world right now, I'm just gonna draw that. I'm first gonna draw a mecha with Leia and cat ears, and when there's time, and I feel like it, I'm gonna draw some sketchy Neo Los Angeles in the background.
Yay.
So that's the plan.
Alright.
Let's go. Once Photoshop restart because I restarted it.
Yes.
Don't make a... I'm not gonna make a 5, I'm gonna use a 6 because otherwise this is always so fucking slow. It's gonna be very sketchy anyway, so no point in having quality.
By the way, something that I wanted to say like the entire time, but always something else came between it. Yeah.
Hannah, let's
Invisible
talk
got
about
funded.
something different entirely. Right now.
Yes.
No, okay, what is it?
Actually, it's not something extremely different. Um, Indivisible got funded, and they also did some
You
kind of
said
art
that.
stream,
Oh,
like a
yeah, okay.
like a doodle stream for the last 10 hours or something.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone who like supported the game with at least $60
I did.
in that time.
Oh, in that time, yeah.
During that time, could like send an email with a doodle request
Mm-hmm.
for that stream. And I didn't stay the entire stream because I mean 10 hours or something. I've only looked into it once in a while. Like for example, when they did the Melia doodle from Xenoblade,
Mm-hmm.
which was really cute. But I got an email today that told me, yeah, you actually won one of the doodle requests, but it will take some time. But we will like send everyone the doodles that we draw for them.
Okay. Great, so you can
But
actually get a doodle from them, or what?
I mean, I did already get a doodle because you had to request it with the email that you sent.
So what did you
Basically had
request?
you basically you basically had to send an email with the proof that you supported them during a certain time,
Ah,
and you had to also put the request in there. And I requested like I had this idea with you know that there are those characters. This one character who you can play in the prototype that has this flames tiger spirit thing.
Yeah, you mean the
This
mage thing.
shaman girl,
Yeah.
the mage, yeah, who
Mm-hmm.
basically fights with a tiger spirit flame. And then there is this one new character um, who basically has a power fist.
Mm-hmm.
He has a
Like,
gigantic power fist that seems to be powered by a furnace or something.
I see.
And then I sense the idea that the power fist gets basically possessed by the spirit, by the tiger spirit, and then they do a tiger fist combo attack.
Okay.
That was my idea, but then I said, yeah, but maybe that's a bit too not complex, too much work for a small doodle. So if that's too much work, just do this one cooking person with the giant sword who analyzes a pizza on his sword because he found it. So
Analyzes the picture. That sounds cool too. Yeah.
because his backstory basically is that he tries to get good at cooking, but he's horrible at cooking. But he still tries to travel the world and study cooking.
He's horrible at cooking. Okay, I kind of missed that in
Yeah,
his background
he's
story.
he's actually horrible at cooking. That's what they say in his backstory.
Okay.
But
Great.
he still tries to be the greatest cook ever, and so he travels the world to study different kind of food stuff.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that was. So I'm not sure which one of the ideas they made, but I mean, I will see.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it would actually be cool if they just collected all the doodles and showed them somewhere, because I'm sure there were a lot of cool doodles that they made. I mean, one of the
Uh,
first ones was like the main character very excitedly cutting an apple with her axe. And that looked so amazing. The doodle. They basically made it so that she cut it so fast that you couldn't see the axe anymore.
okay.
It's basically ah, one of those typical anime fight scene thingies. She just
Mm-hmm.
holds the apple in her hand, and then you just see the axe and the other arm just whirling around the apple,
Mm.
and basically the peeling just flies away from it because it's so fast and so powerful.
I see.
It's amazing.
Photoshop is horribly slow again. I hate it.
Oh yeah, right. Fube said, "Will this be a claptrap layer?" Actually, someone already said about the boss that it's basically Claptrap's revenge. If you know Claptrap,
No, I don't know it. What's this?
Claptrap is like this robot, this really clumsy and stupid robot buddy of yours in Borderlands.
Okay.
Wait, I'm just gonna give you a picture. Yeah, he looks a bit different, but it's kind of similar. Yeah, I'm just gonna post it to you in Skype.
Okay, thanks. I have to say this is kind of difficult to make this transition from the perspective I have here.
Okay, yeah.
Uh,
By the way, don't forget to save.
Come on, I'm not gonna save this now. When it's lost, and then the stream is over.
One Punch Man has started its finale, its final.
What? Yeah, let's
It's
have One
really.
Punch Man discussions. Yeah.
What do you mean, like the manga or the anime? Because anime, it should go for like 12 episodes, and I haven't seen the newest one.
12 episodes only, okay.
Yeah, at least 12 episodes because it's like a one core series. I mean, maybe it will get more episodes over time. I would guess so because it's really
Or,
successful.
yeah.
Felix, did you see the picture?
Which picture? No.
I sent you on Skype.
What the fridge? Okay, no, that's a different
It's
picture. I just looked at the chat picture.
okay.
Okay, that's Claptrap.
That's Claptrap.
Great.
And I mean, he does look kind of different, but but you can see certain similarities,
Yeah,
like of the one,
there's one glowing eye, definitely, yeah.
and like those arms and its form is kind of similar. Just
Yeah,
our Claptrap is much more different. Better, I mean.
kinda. Hopefully. Ah, but the perspective really is difficult. That's getting somewhere though.
Okay. Oh, at least as in these last 3 episodes are all one arc. Okay, I see. Yeah, that actually makes sense. I mean, I've read the manga, and it would make sense because it is a rather large arc for One Punch Man standards. Spoiler: Saitama punches things and they die.
No shit.
But it's a really good arc because it also excels in the serious drama that the series is so good at.
Yeah, whatever. Like
Felix
heroes
doesn't.
are so much heroes and they do heroic things because they're heroes and heroes things.
God damn it, Felix! You have to. You're just too much of a cold-hearted individual to.
Yes. Seriously, man.
Ah, now I see why you posted that image because because it's a cat girl with a chainsaw. I
Yeah.
actually like that. Oh yeah, true. Saitama actually does punch someone and he doesn't die in one punch
Wow, when does this happen?
in this arc, basically.
Okay. Amazing.
It totally changes everything.
Will he die after the second punch?
I think it's the third punch, but I'm not sure.
Whoa, okay.
I'm not sure actually. To make this all canon, have cat ears be equipment you can purchase in Bergen Village. Yeah, actually, there are at least bunny ears already.
Okay.
I mean, Felix, didn't you know there are bunny ears that you can trade as headgear?
Nah, don't really have the overview of all the equipment, I have to admit.
Felix, you have to actually play CrossCode from beginning to end at times.
There's no time!
Instead of playing Xenogears.
Xenogears. Xenogears would be cool too. They should do a Xenogears
Yeah, that's right,
remix.
Xenoblade.
Hmm.
I'm talking about good games, not stuff like Xenogears.
Shut up. What? You have no
Yeah, I
idea,
know.
dude.
I guess it's a good game, but I couldn't play it back then. It just wasn't possible.
Oh man. Like Final Fantasy VII and stuff.
Mhm. Oh, there's actually a guy who that ran some sciencey stuff on the One Punch Man opening, and it was something like for his fist to catch fire in the beginning, the opening, his fist has to be moving at least 3 times the speed of his sound. Well, yeah, this kind of reminds me of this one guy who made sciencey, who did sciencey stuff with that one scene in High School of the Dead. You know the scene, right? Felix?
Where the press dodged the bullet.
Yes.
That one. Oh my gosh.
And he basically concluded that the breaths had to be moving like at 6 times the speed of sound because they were moving faster than the bullet at that point. Because
Which is
they were
doable with
basically,
their jiggling physics they have in this show.
I mean, he is kind of right because they were kind
Yeah,
of jiggling around the bullet,
yeah,
and
it
they were
was
basically moving faster than the bullet at that point. So,
a mix. Yeah, it's just it's ridiculous.
and
Everything.
also, the girl that the guy who was shooting was using as a knockback reducer.
Yeah,
She's basically deaf now because the gun was right next to her ear,
yeah, too. So horrible.
and her breasts really hurt.
They're probably will, yeah.
Mm. Canonically, Saitama is faster than the Flash. Yeah, he's also much stronger than Superman. So, but he can't fly because humans can't fly.
Duh.
Uh, and mosquitoes suck.
Yes.
I wonder, was that kind of a joke by the translators, or did they was that a joke that even worked in the Japanese version?
I
Like
think the way
using
it looked, it kind of looked like it also worked for the Japanese.
because I remember that the manga used a different phrase,
Oh, okay.
so I'm not sure about it. But it was really great. Mosquitoes
Uh,
suck. In fact, one said that Saitama's power is basically half the Big Bang. Yeah, I mean, why not? I mean, it's kind of the point of the series that Saitama's power is somewhat unlimited to a degree. I mean, Saitama's power is basically as much as he wants it to be.
oh man.
Oh man, I'm looking so forward to the whole thing. God damn it.
Which thing?
The whole One Punch Man thing when I'm finally watching it, like tomorrow.
Was actually already an episode after the Seeking thing? I think I didn't watch one yet.
No, that's the newest one that came
Okay.
out today. Ah, so
So,
that's right. So in fact, Saitama is not the strongest anime character. Super Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann is actually stronger.
yeah, because they're shooting galaxies like crazy and shit.
Yes. Yeah.
But the Big Bang shoot all the galaxies, so I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, Saitama could also shoot galaxies, like one of them.
No, I mean Big Bang is responsible for all the galaxies, not just some.
Yeah, yeah. This calls for some crossover. How can any single entity in the universe be stronger than the Big Bang? Well, it's good you ask, because, oh look, there's a kitten. But the big question is, are they stronger
The big
than
question is,
friendship?
will it blend?
Yes, that too.
Yeah.
But the bigger question is, are they stronger than friendship in Fairy Tale?
No. Nothing beats
Because
friendship.
friendship beats everything, at least in Fairy Tale it does.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm not actually following Fairy Tale. I'm just following it by following the Weekly Manga Recap podcast, and they make the and they basically mock the hell out of it every week because it's such a ridiculous series in terms of like fan service and friendship speeches.
Okay.
Oh hey, I got some Twitter messages.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, there are some really cute girls that are writing me,
Obviously.
obviously. Oh. No, it's actually the English letterer from World Trigger who wrote me
Uh,
because
good. Okay.
I'm talking to her once in a while about fan arts and
Hmm.
stuff. And Felix, God damn it, you still have to do a photo with uh, that card that she sent you.
Yeah, I still have to do that. It's actually over there.
Yeah,
I can hold it in the
yeah.
stream. Is that okay? I can
Actually, I
hold
would.
it in the stream and you make a screenshot and then send it to her.
I could do that. Wait a second.
Oop-de-doop.
Wait, I'm just gonna make it. But
Just
no,
the
actually,
just the fan club member card, right?
but
Also the letter.
but that but that wouldn't work because you are not. I mean, you would need to send it to her yourself because then she would be able to
Yeah.
notice you basically on Twitter.
Oh well, I will do it eventually.
Yes,
Which means never.
you will do it after this. You won't be able to play Xenoblade before you do it.
Try to stop me.
I will. I will somehow. I will like I will tell Inno to go to your home and then steal it.
She probably won't do it because too lazy.
True. I will give her money. No, I won't do
Ah, this changes everything.
that. This changes everything. That explains everything. God damn it! I think I should like watch Girl Child in Paradise again.
Yeah, I was just thinking
I
that too.
watched it. That changes every. That explains everything. Oh, Teflo-san noticed Emily Nater on Twitter. We all noticed you actually.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, right. The only thing that beats friendship in fairy tale is love. The villain loves everybody so much it kills them. Yes. It's so stupid, but it's true.
So like some very crappy gear, which doesn't look really as good as the one done by Thomas, but whatever. It works. Time for some Leia. Because, oh
Layer on
god
a
damn
layer.
it, I have like quarter.
Layer on a layer on a layer.
Yes. There will be no stream without that pun. Any questions in the chat or something? I'm just distracting you from
Wait a
writing.
second. Yes, I was writing something. Good of you to hear.
I noticed.
Actually,
Yeah.
no, there is no question.
Mm-hmm.
God damn it. I shouldn't be distracted while doing this.
Yeah,
God.
not too much, please. Oh yeah, cat ears. Where should I put the
Yes,
cat
yes.
ears?
You could also put the cat ears on the robot.
I'm not sure. But how should I put the cat ears in relation to the horns? That's the big questions. Or should I remove the horns?
You mean that you could remove them?
Yeah, I think I would just remove the horns for that weird layer version.
There is a question. When will you make the game unresizable in windowed mode? It's a good point.
Oh, yeah, we promised once to do that. Unresizable though?
That you can't resize your window by accident when it's in window mode, I think.
But somebody asked us explicitly to leave the option to leave it resizable.
I mean, just leave the option, but make it unresizable by option, so that you can't resize it by accident.
Okay,
I think that's what I think that's what he means, because that's something that is really annoying to me as well in certain other games.
Okay. I'm not sure if that's so easy though. It's like depends on how Node WebKit does it. I'm not an expert on cat ears. Do those look here plausible?
Second? Yeah, it takes a while to
Yeah,
actually show up
maybe
for me.
wait a bit.
Have you played Read-Only Memories? I heard different things about it. Well, actually, I haven't played it so far, and I think Felix didn't either.
I played
But
one early beta version because I got it from the developer, yes.
I mean, we are kind of friends with the developers, I think.
Yeah,
At
we
least,
met them
I mean,
on the South by Southwest thing in
and
Texas.
we also, I mean, they at least have a guest role in CrossCode at some point.
Yeah,
I'm not sure if Leia has a guest role in Read-Only Memories as well, but I
I
mean,
think they plan to do that, but I'm actually not sure if that happened.
it's a good question. Maybe in the background or something. I mean, it's
Yeah. Maybe they just forgot about it. But they really helped us out during Indiegogo. I mean, they made extra shoutouts and all that. So,
by the way, Felix, because I'm just talking to. Oh, it's cute. But
okay.
those kind of look a bit unnatural for a cat girl. Those
What?
Those look a bit more like Necom mimis, not like real.
You mean because they have different colors or what?
No, I meant the ones that the latest reference. That's,
Oh, the references, okay.
yeah. Yeah, yeah. But I guess they are supposed to be Necom mimis instead of really cat girl. Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
Felix, you still need to catch up with World Trigger.
Ah, yeah.
It's amazing. The fights are so great and interesting and strategic and
I
great
guess so.
and amazing. And I'm also really excited right now about the plot development.
But Xenoblade.
But Xenoblade, CrossCode, and
Mostly Xenoblade though, and CrossCode too, I guess.
yeah, I love how I mean, for those who haven't seen the Gameswelt stream, they basically had Xenoblade just lying around there because they are streaming it once in a while. And Felix saw it, and he was really bummed out. And I think that made him actually buy it the next day.
Yeah, exactly.
So
No, it was not just
if
that. It was also like DK said, like it's a really, really good game. And then I
oh
said,
really?
okay, whatever. Yes,
Yeah. So if CrossCode gets delayed by half a year or something, then blame DK.
yes, he's on fault.
Yeah, that's the female C from Ragnarok Online, right? With cat ears. And yeah, Emily Nater. That's the anime has some quality issues, especially in the beginning, and it generally has quite a few pacing issues because they basically always made like 2 chapters into one episode, no matter how good it works. So sometimes it's really slow paced. But the series, yeah, uh, it drops the manga plot in. I mean, it has a filler plot at the moment, and I think. Wait a second. Yes, we are doing the anime talk right now.
Hmm.
Um, Need to take a look real quick when. God damn it, I can't. What was the episode again? Episodes. I think it's like episode 48 or something. Oh yeah, right. It's the filler arc starts with episode 49, and that's an entirely new plot. It's a plot that is actually pretty okay for a filler arc, to be honest. I mean, I was surprised that it's not complete shit. I mean, the only real problem with the arc is that the antagonist is really stupid and incompetent, which is quite apparent if you compare it to if you compare him to the other antagonists of the series, because World Trigger is actually pretty good in terms of creating good antagonists who are smart, but
Yep.
that one is like the typical oh no, you foiled me again, I will get you next time guy. So yeah. Okay, someone please ban Celio Hogan because he doesn't like Xenoblade. No, don't do it, please.
We
Don't
had
do
this
it.
before, I think. This discussion.
Yeah,
There's
dropping
no.
half a year for dropping half a year for a game. What are you guys? The Berserk mangaka? Well, that's not true. I mean, I think he dropped his mangaka for like an entire year.
For a game or what?
Yeah, he's a super fanboy for those Idol Master games.
Oh my gosh.
You know those. I think those are waifu games, right? Like visual novels in which you can somewhat manage your idol waifus or something.
I don't know. Ah,
There's a door. Question. Because I was certain that Krabby Redux won't stay like this, will there be a way to somehow re-challenge bosses that you already beat once? Kind of like of a virtual arena at Rombo Square. I'm pretty sure that we will add some system in which you can re-challenge those bosses
yeah.
in a, like as harder versions, for example.
Yeah. That's very much doable, I think.
I mean, it's a good idea because we basically add new challenges to the game
More
while resourcing
content!
graphics. More
15
content
hours
with
of
less.
playtime. That will be a piece of cake.
Just fight the crap like 100 times. And then
Simply 520 versions of the same freaking crap. With variations,
yeah,
stat variations. And
the
colors.
same
All
the same
freaking
freaking crap.
colors.
The same freaking crap. The same crap over again.
Yeah. Same crap, different day.
Uh,
Damn it.
yes. So yeah, right. Survival mode to see how long you can last.
Hmm.
I also watched Beautiful Bones that day, and we are fairly sure the animator was who really liked drawing flowers that got rejected from One Punch Man ended up over there instead. It was really weird juxtaposition going from what could be described as a generic action anime to whatever Beautiful Bones is supposed to be. Okay.
What?
Yeah, I don't know that series actually. But I mean, for me, it's also always quite a big difference, like a big contrast. If I like watching One Punch Man or like
Hmm.
Gundam, Iron-Blooded Orphans, after like watching World Trigger, because I mean, World Trigger did get much better animation-wise, but it's still not on the level of One Punch Man, obviously.
Hmm. I
But
just found
I'm
it
really
really
looking for.
interesting that the animation budget for One Punch Man isn't actually all that high.
Yeah, yeah, I've
It
heard that
was
before. It's really impressive. It's kind of magical what's going on with that franchise as a whole. Because if you think about it, it started as a webcomic
yeah.
with really sketchy drawings, and then it got picked up by one of the most talented manga artists of the entire industry. Because that guy is a wizard. That guy is amazing. I mean, there are barely any manga artists who are better than him, I would say.
What other mangas did you actually draw?
Ice Shield 21 is the most popular one. It's
Okay.
this football manga, but
Okay.
even that already had really good drawings. And I mean, he basically, from what I've understood, it was basically from his initiative that it got made. He basically talked to the webcomic artist and told him, "Yeah, dude, let's do it. Please let me remake your webcomic manga in a real magazine and stuff." And so that happened.
Okay,
And
that's amazing.
it's also really interesting because that series that manga is really experimental at some point.
Okay.
I mean, at some point they basically spent like an entire chapter just to show one fight maneuver because they
Isn't that
basically
really
have
so
such.
revolutionary? I mean, that's isn't that what you have in Dragon Ball, like one
No,
episode or two episodes for one charging
no,
maneuver?
Felix.
Yeah.
The point is, um, it takes so long not because they are talking or stuff like that. There is no text, but it's so special because the um, the drawing is so detailed and the animation is so fine, basically
Mm.
so detailed that you could put those panels one after another, and you would basically get an animated scene.
What?
I can
That's
wait
like
a second.
the
I can.
that was one chapter essentially.
He did it several times actually,
Okay.
and I mean, of course, you barely see something like that done in a usual manga because it's super inefficient.
Hmm.
But in One Punch Man, he just does that sometimes because he just wants to and because he can basically.
Okay.
And that's what makes the series so special because at some point, at some points in the series, he just experiments a bit and does like nonsense basically. But I'm gonna post it in the chat real quick.
Okay. The last one there?
Yeah, the last one. There are
In
several
Skype
examples
chat
of
or? Okay,
that.
Skype.
No, in
In the
Twitch chat.
Okay.
It's a Tumblr blog.
Hmm.
Did you see it? Did you see it? Did you see it?
Yeah, I think so. What the fridge? Okay, this is a real lot of drawings.
Yep, and I think all of those are basically one chapter and nothing else.
Okay. Interesting. It's good that they don't say, okay, let's make one episode for 2 chapters for this series. I mean,
Yeah, of course. For a good adaptation, you kind of have to be a bit flexible with how much
mhm.
stuff you adapt for one episode, and that's something that those guys from Toei don't really grasp, I guess, or at least the team doesn't really grasp, because they basically always do 2 chapters, one episode, like with just minimal variation, and
Yeah.
that's why the
And
pacing
then
is
add
sometimes.
padding, more waiting times and dialogues to
Yeah, yeah. But
fill up
then
the
again,
remaining time.
World Trigger does have a lot of dialogue and explanations because it has a lot of tactic explanations and stuff.
That's true.
So, I mean,
So maybe it wouldn't work any other way anyway.
yeah, it's hard to say, to be honest. Yeah, but yes, those are one chapter, and I think it's great because I mean he doesn't do it all the time, but I think it's amazing that he can do that because for most other series you would basically get like the publishers wouldn't want to deal with that. Just him spending one chapter, not progressing the story, and just doing those animation exercises.
Okay.
But I think it's kind of great if he does it for once in a while because it's special, so to speak.
Yeah.
You wouldn't find it in any other kind of series. And here the anime is kind of similar in that you have those super skilled guys who are producing this super high quality work, but are still just using like normal TV budget. And it's kind of magical if you think about it.
Yeah, money's not everything. It's a lot about what people you got and what talents you got and all that, I know.
Yeah, but the thing is, I mean, usually you would think that good people would coast more.
Yeah, but the thing is, even you have good people, it just because they're good doesn't mean they do good work. I mean, it depends on a lot of factors.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it also depends on how well they actually work together and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But in that case, I kind of have the feeling that they're all really passionate about the series because I don't know, it's really something special. I think even especially the morals and the serious drama pieces, they are so great. I think they are touching all of them. They are touched by that, Felix. They are not some cold-blooded fish person.
Oh, shut the fuck. I mean, shut the fuck up.
Okay.
I don't know. I can't. Sorry, but I can't take One Punch Man serious as a series like the measures discussed in this show. I really can't take all that serious because it's just the whole premise is too ridiculous for my taste.
Felix, even ridiculous. It's kind of like a tale, like a fable. Like it gives morals, even if it's not realistic or even if it's ridiculous, and it has a lot of great metaphors. that you can
I
use
don't.
as
I just found the metaphors pretty stupid, quite frankly. That's why I don't like it too much either.
Felix. That's
Huh.
why you are not like a literary expert.
Yeah, like literary experts is like I don't know. It's like such a
Felix, it's
profession which is variable. Like I can't speak today. It's
Felix.
just
It's a it is a deconstruction.
a deconstruction. Uh-huh. I
Yes,
mean, literary science is like this
just
thing where you can't just pretend to be one of somebody who have learned it and get away with it. This is the kind
yeah.
of
That's what
study
I
that
was.
literary science is.
That was kind of the joke because I mean,
Yeah.
isn't it like one of those stereotypical answers about something? Yeah, it's a deconstruction of X Y Z,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and that
Exactly.
sounds super smart, and then people are like, oh, it's a deconstruction.
So what does this actually mean then?
I don't know. Yeah, Gurren Lagann is ridiculous, and it still brought me to tears. Yeah, I mean, I have the same feeling with Killer Kill, but I think Felix means it from a different standpoint. I mean, from what I mean, Killer Kill, I think
Killer
Felix was
Kill.
also,
I don't know. Maybe it's not really. Killer Kill was really ridiculous, and that's why I
but it
liked
was
it.
also very emotional because it had such strong emotions in its ridiculousness
I think that's
that,
true, yeah. But for some reason it worked better in Killer Kill for me at least. Maybe it's just that the whole moral of generic heroes is just something I don't really like all that much these days.
Felix, it's a
Yeah.
deconstruction.
Yeah, okay. But you don't feel anything for deconstruction, you laugh about it, maybe.
Not really. You can,
I
yeah,
think so. If you
whatever.
deconstruct something, it's probably for satire or anything, I don't know.
It is partially satire, but you can still feel for the people who are like trapped in the satire and still try to make like
I don't know.
legitimate emotions, legitimate who legitimately make a difference despite the ridiculous surroundings they are thrown in. Like
Uh,
like how it, like you have those really ineffectual hero association with their stupid arbitrary rules and power guidelines and stuff like that. And there are still those heroes that try to make a difference despite all that nonsense that is getting in the way. And I think it's really touching. I think, Felix,
mm,
you should be touched by it.
no,
Okay.
I'm not.
Then I will just change the topic and say I'm really looking forward to My Hero Academia
Oh,
because that's a really great shonen manga. A really great one. It's basically, and it's also a really popular one. It will basically be one of those replacement series for Naruto, I think, because it shows a lot of potential in terms of popularity. And it has a really great art style, and it's a really good series with really good characters and really good fight scenes.
okay,
And it's getting a Studio Bones anime, so
okay.
win-win.
That sounds promising.
It does. And the first videos also looked really good.
Hmm. Man. I'm not really sure if you will be able to recognize anything in that background. The whole perspective is kind of messed up. You see.
Licenseless Rider is the best. I mean, I sometimes think that you can sometimes really recognize a good series of a genre that you usually are kind of tired of when it has character archetypes that you would normally hate, but you like them in that series.
Yeah, like
That's That's something that I realized in both World Trigger and in Hero Academia. What's your example?
Steven Universe, but that's not anime, so I'm not sure if that counts.
Oh yeah, yeah, but that also applies.
It's like I probably
Because
usually would hate the character of Steven, but I actually like him.
yeah, same. I mean, I did hate him in the very beginning, but
Yeah, he was kind of annoying there.
mm. But for example, I mean, in World Trigger, you have like characters like Jin, who is like this super confident guy who basically has this super overpowered power because he can see the future. I mean,
Hmm.
if he weren't handled so well, but by the writing, then he would be such an annoying and terrible character. But in World Trigger, he works really well because
Okay.
of the way he's handled. And for example, and Yuma, for example, who's like this um, guy who's also almost never really faced and who's also super powerful, is also handled really well, and that's not annoying. That's
Cool.
and in Hero
Yeah, yeah.
Academia, in Hero Academia, there's this one guy.
Yo, I actually thought at the beginning was kind of annoying, but then it was better.
Yeah, I mean, World Trigger didn't start all that great, but it got much better over time.
Yeah.
So, but for Hero Academia, there are several characters. There's this one character who's kind of like the Sasuke character, like the stoic one. He's a stoic character who has a tragic past with his parents, stuff like that, and her, and
Okay.
but he's a really good character because he's not just stoic. He has a real good camaraderie with the other guys, and he has more character traits than just being the
Hmm.
stoic guy.
I
And
see.
and also his backstory really is tragic and interesting, compared to just, oh, my brother killed my family and I don't know why.
Huh.
By the way, for those who know the character, for those who know the series, I'm talking about the fire and ice guy. But I forgot his name because the names in Hero Academia are somewhat hard to remember
Hmm.
because they have Japanese names. It's kind of
Oh,
like
like,
in World Trip.
huh.
But the good thing in Hero Academia is that most characters also have hero names, who are English and much easier to remember. Obviously, and Ned Stark? No, it's not. It's not Ned Stark. He hasn't died so far. He's basically just a guy who can use fire powers and ice powers. Hmm? Right, Todoroki, right. That was the guy. And then there's also the other character who's also super powerful, who's basically the second main character. Bakugo is his name. Who might also be a super terrible character in other series because he's basically always like aggressive, and he's always like angry, and he wants to punch everything, and but
Who?
he's another character from My Hero Academia who's
Hmm,
basically a
okay.
bully in the beginning.
I
He's a
see.
bully and super angry and always wants to punch stuff, and I mean he's a character that especially you would most likely hate in most series.
Okay.
But he's handled really well, and I really like him
Hmm.
because I mean, if you make such a character, then you should at least and and if he is like one of the more protagonist characters, then you need to give him positive attributes, like a certain. In his case, he is super angry and somewhat disrespectful, so to speak, but he still has a lot of respect for certain people, like
Okay.
for heroism and for people who actually um, actually try to do something, who actually try
Okay.
to overcome challenges. He really respects those, and that's something that makes him really likable. Right, the main girl character Uraraka, who's also that's actually the bomb guy, the explosion guy. That's actually his power. And I think that was even the thing about he was fighting in this fighting tournament. He was fighting against the main girl, who has like gravity powers and who is super friendly and super nice and who was
Okay.
kind of an underdog in the fight. And she lost, but she was so impressive in the fight that he was basically super impressed himself and basically scolded all the guys who were like, "Hey man, couldn't you be a bit more? Couldn't you go a bit more easy on the girl?" He was like, what did he say? Like he was kind of confused and somewhat annoyed by that because he respected her so much as
Mhm.
as an enemy in that fight, and that was really a really cool scene, I thought,
Okay.
which really made him really likable. It is great that I'm super I'm rambling so much about the series. Yeah, that's kind of I'm a frog person.
Robert.
It's a really
It's a good
really
thing you
hard
do
thing.
it because then I made a lot of progress with the picture. So,
Yeah,
because I'm almost
I'm
done,
rambling
essentially.
a lot, and it's also pretty great because the chat is also talking about that at the
Oh,
moment.
cool.
Because as I said, the series is really popular. It might be one of the
Oh.
new big series basically. Now
Hmm.
that Naruto is gone and that Bleach will hopefully end soon.
Let it end already. Or something.
Bleach is so terrible, but I'm pretty sure that it will go on for another year, and that means that that it has more chapters than Naruto. It's
Hmm.
terrible.
Okay. Now I just want to add something
Yeah,
here.
right. He basically the people were like telling him like, couldn't you be a bit more? Couldn't you be a bit? Couldn't you go a bit more easy on that soft girl or something, or that
Yeah.
weak girl or something? And then he said, where did you see the weak girl or something like that? It's
Uh,
Fire Brigade of Flames. That's a pretty cool title.
what?
Have you seen the Fire Brigade of Flames by any chance?
What?
It's the newest manga by the people who did Soul Eater. No, I haven't.
Okay.
It's a really cool title. Oh yeah, the Bleach manga is amazing right now. It's so crazy. Yeah, it is amazing in that it's super funny on how dumb and stupid and bad it is. I mean, this chapter, Felix. Just imagine, like you had this guy who was basically a sniper with a cowboy hat, and then he transformed into a bullet,
Mm-hmm.
into a bullet butterfly thingy that
Okay.
looked super stupid, and then he transformed again into a giant chicken god thingy that was making the weirdest faces and could change his head into
Mm.
like make it like wobbly, and it looked really dumb.
How
And
was
then
it
he got
again in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridged here? Giant chicken, one of those three mystic
mega
gods.
ultra mega ultra chicken. The rise
Mega
of rise.
ultra chicken. Oh man, it was so amazing.
That was amazing. Anyway, he was
Yeah.
basically almost defeated, and then we thought like, yeah, he was finally defeated after like a fight
Mm.
that took like 6 chapters or something, which
Yeah.
is a lot for such a minor character. And then
Mm.
he basically fell from the sky, and he wasn't dead. He still lives. He just isn't a god anymore, but he's still a chicken. And,
Okay. Chicken.
and now he fights with a character who just appeared out of nowhere, who is basically a tertiary, super unimportant character
Yeah.
who got killed like 4 years ago in like one panel.
Okay. And now
And
he
now,
reappears.
and now he just appears again and fights this minor villain guy. And meanwhile, we have like 30 characters who do nothing, who are much more important like him.
Okay.
Oh man, Bleach writing is so terrible. I can't even. I could like talk for 5 hours about how terrible Bleach writing is.
Okay,
It's
but let's not, because I would like to
Okay,
end the
I
stream
know.
sometime soon. I want to play Xenoblade! So, I'm just
By the
gonna
way,
save
someone
this
posted a
one.
link. Someone posted a link about speedrun. Story mode speedrun. 7
What?
hours? Or 7 minutes? Or what is it? No, it must be much older. Okay, I don't.
Yeah, it's like 3 weeks ago, so that's pretty... That's okay.
Oh yeah, don't. Oh yeah, and also Felix.
Hmm?
You know that in Bleach those characters were Shinigami, right? Like
Yeah.
death gods.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them has like a sword that specifically targets gods.
Okay.
But that doesn't mean the Shinigami. That only means like this one god person that she was fighting against.
Shinigamis are not gods all of a sudden, they're something else.
Yes,
guess.
and also it's really great that this god person who's invincible fights against the one person who has never fought before, has never revealed her ability, but
Uh-huh.
happens to have like a sword that can kill gods, but nothing else. It's amazing.
So
Those
guys,
coincidences.
here you get like a super crappy drawing of Leia on her personal mind driller bot mech in Exploring
Yes.
Mirror, I guess. So
Yes.
that's the drawing for today, and this also concludes our game dev stream. So it was cool. We made some progress. Oh come on, guys! You always want your PNG. Jeez. Okay. PNGs are so huge. But actually, how large is this one anyway? Actually, I think image size. Oh yeah, this just barely matches inside on a background screen. I just got the German song, I think.
Oh, you mean so nah, so fern?
I think so.
Oder wir fliegen?
It's this more techno one.
Oh no, that's wir fliegen. That's the
Yeah.
terrible one. Or at
Oh,
least the
you
one
shut
that,
up! You are terrible.
Yeah, okay, it's fine, it's fine. But it's the one where you can't understand the German at all. I mean,
Yeah,
the
I don't
other one
care
were-
about the lyrics anyway. So
Oh
that's
yeah,
fine
right,
with me.
Celio Hogan. My favorite part of Bleach is Ichigo is every race. He's a human, he's a Shinigami, he's a Hollow, he's a Quincy. He's everything.
But you still can't be killed by that sword.
Well, I guess no, and I don't know. I guess Ichigo can be killed. I'm not sure. Celio, don't forget he's also a Fullbringer, which isn't a race, but still.
Okay. Quick question: will there be a Christmas special? Huh. Actually, I was thinking of adding like a small special version for Christmas because, I mean, we got Bergen Village, we got some nice trees with snow, so
Yeah,
might as
right.
well just make a small Christmas tree and some small quests.
But Felix, we don't want mysterious trees in CrossCode.
What? Why? I mean, there's no mysterious tree in CrossCode right now, is
Yeah,
there?
it's true. It's true. I
So-
mean, we shouldn't worry about that.
Yeah. There's definitely no Nothing strange going on with trees and CrossCode. So, yeah, this essentially concludes our stream. Is there any remaining question that I missed, maybe? So anybody didn't get his or her question answered, just scream right now, and I might answer.
Or
Or I
or
would just
remain
disappear and play Xenoblade right now.
or remain forever, be silent or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just got every power set shown in the series, right? So Felix, you should definitely read Bleach. And
No.
if you and
Why?
once you finish Bleach, you can read Fairy Tail, and once you finish that, you can read Hajime no Ippo.
How about no?
And in case you don't understand, Hajime no Ippo is like one of the longest running current manga series, which has like over 1,000 chapters.
No.
It's this one. Do you
It's
want me
even
to
longer.
send you the Fire Brigade of Flames? No, you don't. You don't need to. I think I will just search for it once I got the time, because at the moment
All right.
I think I will just search for it now, but I can't promise to watch it.
Uh-huh.
It's the beginning, well, because I'm actually. Oh yeah, I see it. I see it already. I think I will just look into it.
Right. Okay, but anyway, guys, let's conclude the stream. I really want to go offline. So,
Okay. Bye.
thanks everybody for watching. It was really cool this time, and I hope to see you again next week. We will most likely have another stream, I think. So,
Yes. Bye.
was a question of if he could be bothered with Xenoblade calling. What? Anyway, so thanks for watching. Have a nice evening and goodbye.